streaming. Let me get these guys in queue here. Where are they? Come on, Pat. Where are you? Hello, Pat. Where? Huh? Oh my God! Oh my God! Thank you so much. I'm an airhead right now, so thank you. Pat. Let me see if he's there. Come on, man. There he is. It's my fault. I have to activate him. You're there. Just hang on, okay? I'm muting you until we're up. All right? Pat. Thank you, man. Thank you so much.
We'll travel at least 50 miles this Thanksgiving week. This is ABC News.
Just give me a thumbs up. Do you hear that, Air? Got it. Thank you.
Protests in Pakistan demanding the release of jailed former Premier Imran Khan.
Nothing like an old man trying to run a young man's radio show.
A Korean man apparently tried to get out of his military service by eating a lot. ABC's Chuck Sievertson explains.
Now remember, we're weaving you in and out, right, guys?
Men
in
to
and
serve
out.
in the military
so
for 18 to 21 months, but those with health issues can serve in non-military roles. An examination in 2017 found one man suitable for active duty, but then 3 later exams over a few years found he'd gained more than 40 pounds and was set for a social service role. Charged with deliberately adding tonnage to evade military service, he nevertheless also evaded prison time, sentenced to 2 years, suspended.
A new rule today from federal health officials could help speed up organ donations. Under the rule, patients with HIV will be allowed to receive an organ from an HIV-positive donor. The aim to increase the number of organs available for all transplants. Sherry Preston, ABC News.
Music is a bridge between the material and the spiritual. My name is Harvey Lauer, and I'm 82. As a blind person, you have to be aware that nobody can tell you what you can or can't do. You really have to try things. My folks got me a little radio in 1940, and that was the best Christmas present I ever got. When I was 11 years old is when I started to play music, play the piano, and then the accordion, and then the cello. My wife, who was also blind, was a good cook. When she died, that's when I started Meals on Wheels. America, let's do lunch.
It's Meals on Wheels. 1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
KHOW News Time, 10:03.
A pre-Thanksgiving storm is already affecting the mountains, and the Denver Metro will also see some snow.
Up in our high country, we've got winter storm warnings in place. We're going to be measuring in feet, 1 to 2 feet for the I-70 corridor, possibly up to 3 feet down in southwestern Colorado. For the immediate Denver Metro, because we're going to see a rain-snow mix, there's going to be quite a bit of melting with this, and we could see maybe 1 to 3 inches for most of the Metro.
Fox 31 meteorologist Kylie Burst says highs in Denver will be in the lower 50s today, cooling down to the upper 30s Wednesday and Thursday. The DEA seized almost 700,000 fentanyl-laced fake pills headed to Denver. The seizures, which took place in Albuquerque and Colorado Springs, began following a tip of suspicious men in Albuquerque traveling to Denver via bus. One fled, leaving behind 2 suitcases that contained over 330,000 pills. The second man continued to Denver before he was stopped in Colorado Springs with 2 suitcases and a backpack filled with another 340,000 fentanyl pills. That's the latest. I'm Chad Bauer.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's new Salted Caramel Frosty.
Well, good morning. Your drive on I-25 southbound from 120th to C470, about a 1-minute delay. Things looking pretty good on I-70 eastbound from I-25 to Pena. Colfax eastbound at Corporate Drive, there was a crash there. It just cleared. I-70 westbound right before Morrison, there was a crash there. That crash is just cleared as well. Fox 31 pinpoint weather. Mainly cloudy skies today. Expect a high of about 55. Possible rain and snow overnight with a low of 30. Intermittent snow flurries early tomorrow, then clearing with a high of 32. It is 36 degrees in Denver right now. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Mike Carr, 630 K-How.
It's time for Wendy's new Salted Caramel Frosty, the only cold, creamy treat you'll want all season long. Because if it's the iconic Frosty with a salted caramel twist, gotta be Wendy's. Limited time only at participating Wendy's. Salted Caramel Frosty flavored with other natural flavors.
For the fitness fanatic on your Christmas list, save big this holiday season. At Fitness Gallery, we have deals everywhere, up to 50% off. We have the nation's lowest prices on the best equipment money can buy. We carry true treadmills. They are the smoothest, quietest, and best warranty treadmills ever built for the home. Work out on your schedule on the equipment you choose from the safety and comfort of your own home. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins. We have you covered.
Brought to you by the Capital One Venture X card. As a founding partner of iHeart Women's Sports Network, Capital One wants to bring you closer to the athletes you love, literally, with premium travel benefits from the Capital One Venture X card. With Venture X, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when booking on Capital One Travel and access to airport lounges worldwide. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
It's the Dan Kapla Show. Afternoons 4 to 6.
Tuesday at 4. Why do you think Insurrection Mike is going out of his way to try to attract more illegal immigrants to Denver? Because surely he knew he would do that when he announced he'd use Denver PD to stop federal law enforcement. Join me at 4.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. Just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. How's everything going? We are here to help you solve your problems, answer your questions, take your complaints, and make life just a little easier. Now, I have some special guests today. We're going to talk about some stuff that's near and dear to my heart and pocketbook, and it has to do with keeping you on track if you're in business for yourself, and a giant business, and a medium business, even a small business. There's all kinds of things to talk about with retirement. We'll be getting to that in a minute. I'm going to go to your calls as usual. Whenever you have a call, just call us. It's a regular show today, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. And then I'll be getting to my guests this hour, brought to you by Water Pros, the best water systems at the lowest prices. Remember that, $31.95 gets you your water system installed completely. $31.95, that's complete water softening around the house and reverse osmosis drinking water at the kitchen sink. Also, 888heating.com. I have to mention them because they have the Extreme Clean for $45, and they are doing it. So please remember that. And I'm going to have Garrett on to talk about that coming up. Also, whatever is on your mind, you talk to us. Like, for example, we have Heba, who wants to talk about Firestone. Heba, what's going on with you, Heba?
Yeah, hi.
What's going on, Heba?
Yeah, so I have, been taking my car to Firestone because they're the experts.
How long have you been going to Firestone?
Like on and off since like 10 plus years.
Okay, what happened?
10 plus years with several cars.
All right.
Well, with this particular vehicle I have now, I know she's a little older, but I took the car to them for a full diagnostic so I can start like working on the things that needs to be fixed.
But why, Heba? Were you having any symptoms, or you just took it there?
Yeah, I was having a couple of different symptoms. One, when it was really cold and snowy a couple weeks ago, and like I had to use the heater, the car was tripping a little bit. It was like the ABS light came on, and then the RPM would like go from 0 to 4,000 while I was stopped, and so I thought the car was going to die.
Okay, so let's just say you took it there for some various problems. What is your car, by the way?
Yeah.
What is it?
It's a Ford Taurus 97, the show model.
My God, 97 Ford Taurus.
Yeah, unfortunately.
How many miles do you have on that? How many miles on it?
It has 100 and like 5,000, I think.
Man, that sounds like it would have more than that. But anyway, so what's going on now? Let's get right to the problem. What did Firestone do?
So they took my car. They told me what was wrong with it. I told them to fix it. And then I get the car from them on Sunday, the 17th, or on the 14th, I'm sorry. The next day I go to work, and I see a whole puddle of antifreeze under my car. And I take the car back to them, and they tell me I have a cracked radiator. And I just don't understand how all of a sudden I have a cracked radiator.
Well, why do you think they did it? What did they hold on? Heba. What did they charge you and what did they do?
They charged me like $672.
What did they do for $672?
Probably they did the sensor on my door because the sensor was bad. And then they did my washer, the washer thing that washes the window. I guess it wasn't working properly.
What else?
And then something to do with my fuel cleaning.
So other than the antifreeze, Heba, we got to talk back and forth here. After they did the service, other than seeing that coolant, other than that, was the car running better than when you took it in?
Not really. No, it was still running like crap.
Because what they did had nothing to do with the driving of the car. So I don't know why you were charged $672.
I don't either, sir. I don't either. And like literally 90 miles later.
Well, do me a favor.
For 90 miles.
You got to send me the work order, okay?
Yes, sir. I can do all that.
It's possible with 105,000 miles, you needed a few things. But the actual drivability, they didn't address.
Right.
That's odd to me. They did a door sensor?
Yes.
And what else did they do? I mean, in general. I mean,
the windshield washer thing.
Well, what the hell does that have to do with how your car is running?
Right. And then they said of something to do with fuel cleaning, and they did that.
Fuel cleaning?
Yeah. So I don't know. They're the experts, you know? Like, they're telling me what's wrong. I'm telling them, like, fix
what's the name? This sucks, man. Hold on. Do me a favor and send me your work. Kachina, give her the email. We got a long show. She can send me that, and I'll get to it. And listen, but here's the bad. You want to hear the bad news up front? Here's the bad news.
Yeah.
Well, first the good news. If they overcharge you, we're gonna talk to them. $672. They didn't fix your problem. But here's the bad news. The bad news is they may not be responsible for that radiator. I mean, they didn't do anything that would break the radiator. And you have 105,000 miles. We'll get our expert on to see. Okay, so just hang on. Kachina, get that work order to me. 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. Oh, man. This thing, I don't know what the hell's going on. But it sounds to me like there's an expression in the car business. You touch it, you own it. You know what that means, right? It means when somebody works on your car, you blame them for everything. Barbara, what's going on with Allstate? Barbara, what's happening? Hey, Barbara, what's going on?
I have a question about some insurance.
Go ahead.
Our insurance company sent out an inspector. We have 9 acres. We have horses. We have trees, this and that, in Castle Rock.
And is this Allstate?
Yes.
Okay.
They sent out an inspector, and then they flagged us. Our agent said they flagged us.
Was this coming up on renewal? Is that why they did that?
It's coming up in February.
That's why they did it. Okay. They're trying to do away with any problem properties. They're also trying to make people replace their roofs if they're old because they don't want to replace them under so a lot of people wait when they have a bad roof for a storm so they can get it free. But anyway, keep going. Allstate Insurance sent out an inspector. Okay, go ahead.
We've had one claim in 20 years, and that was a hailstorm here in 2012.
Well,
that's it.
Okay, well, according to insurance, that's not good. They don't want any claims. They want to make money out the nose. Go ahead, Barbara.
I understand. So they came out and they said we have been flagged for trees touching or overhanging the roof. So I asked her to send me the pictures so we would know. I figured I knew what they were talking about, but so we did it. We pruned them. I sent her back pictures. She said, looks good. So I thought all was good. We have 4 cars with them, a horse trailer, a boat. And
I'll bet you, Barbara, I'm going to make you a bet right now.
Mm-hmm.
If you've only had one claim in all those years, I will guarantee you right now, and we're going to do an experiment, I will guarantee you're overpaying for insurance with Allstate.
Well, I imagine we are.
And hold on.
Around.
I'm also going to, wait, I'll also guarantee you that with one phone call, we can get you an insurance checkup, no obligation whatsoever. And not only will you save money, listen to what I'm saying now. This is pretty bold. Not even knowing what is going on with you, just knowing that you have Allstate. I'm going to tell you right now, you can get better insurance for lower money and better deductibles, better all the way around. And now I've said this to people in the past, and the smart people say, well, sure, I want that insurance checkup. And the other people who aren't so smart say, oh, I like Allstate. They've been a good company. Or I've liked so-and-so. And I ask them, what defines a good company? They have no idea. Because a good company is defined on someone who gives you the best coverage at the lowest price. And what's really funny is people who evaluate insurance, they don't even evaluate them. They just say, oh, yeah, it's a pretty good company. But then the first sign of trouble, then they find out they're not such a good company. Barbara, listen, I know you want to talk about this.
But this has nothing to do with what my question is.
What's your question?
I've gone to your referral agent, and I've called 3 of the agencies, and we have gotten quotes. Our quote is very low on this house. It's like $4,000. I think it's $5,000 for the year, and it will probably go. Well, they say they're not going to probably renew us. And here's my question to you: is all your companies were $8,000 to $10,000? So it's not pertaining to at all what you're talking about, because I've already done that. But my question to you is: did
you call Compass Insurance Group? I'm just curious.
Yes, I did. Yes,
okay.
Yes, I did.
And they went through their 25 companies and could not. Oh, and then that tells me something. And keep going, and then I'll tell you what I think. Go ahead.
Okay. Okay. So we did what they said in September. Had it all pruned. The agent said, looks good. Now, yesterday I get another email saying they were saying it was due to the roof, hanging over the roof. So we cleared, chopped trees down, totally annihilated some beautiful trees. We have scrub oak around us. We have an in-ground pool. So now they say, now I don't understand why this.
Barbara, can I know you want to tell me everything and you don't think I'm listening, but let me explain something to you. Allstate doesn't want to renew you and they're looking for an excuse. Okay? They don't want to renew you.
My question to you is, can I sue them for changing in their stream?
No, you can't. No, you can't. Upon renewal, they can decide not to renew you. You can't sue them. There's nothing to sue for. You'll spend more money suing them than it's worth. An insurance company, they can tell you they don't want to renew you. They can make you jump through hoops. I'm telling you they're looking for an excuse, and I'm going to tell you why. If you went to 3 agencies on my referral list, you were underinsured, and you were not paying the proper price for the house you had, and come your first loss, you would have had a problem, a giant problem. It would have been called, I don't want to get into the technicalities because I know in your heart you think you're being screwed, but it's possible that you were underpaying for insurance and that your house did not have adequate insurance, and you would have been in big trouble had you had a loss. Because there's no way.
Our house is worth 1.8. We had it insured for 2.2 million. So we're not underinsured. I'll tell you what I think it is, and then I will let you go because I know you're busy.
No. Go ahead, Barbara. What do you?
Our house, we have our policy now has 100% roof replacement with a $5,000 deductible, and I believe because they're not doing that anymore, and we all know why. In 2012, the roof was replaced for $27,000. I can't even imagine what it would cost today. So this is what I believe, that they want to drop us because of that policy, because they don't want
Barbara,
to have that.
When you got your insurance checkup, here's what I need to know. Did you have them quote 100% roof coverage replacement with a $5,000 deductible?
They will no longer do that.
I'm asking you though,
Yes, I did.
That's why.
Yes, I did.
That's why the prices were so high, because here's why. I know you can get good coverage. You can't get what you had because it doesn't exist anymore. So what you're comparing is you're saying I compared them, they couldn't do as well. Well, what you're saying is they couldn't do as well as what? As something that doesn't exist. So what I'm saying is you're trying to compare old coverage you had with Allstate, which no longer exists, to something that good, honest people are trying to give you a quote on. What I'm telling you is this: you will never find a quote that has 100% roost coverage for, well, you might, but here's what I want to know. Barbara, if you really care, and I have a feeling that you think you know and you don't even want to explore, but I'm going to make a challenge to you. Put her on hold. If you call Compass right now and they do an insurance checkup, I will guarantee you you're going to find valuable information on what is causing your insurance to be so high, or they can beat it. Okay, I just see if she'll do it, Kachina. I know she'll say no because she feels she shopped 100%. She asked every question and she knows everything. So therefore, she's going to end up paying more and she's not going to get the best coverage. But I want to leave it so I don't feel guilty about it. Okay, even people that know everything, I want to offer to them the service so they can take advantage of it if they want. So Barbara, if you want, there's something we're missing. When you told me you called 3 agencies on our referral list and all 3 of them were twice or 3 times as high, there is something fundamentally wrong with that premise. Absolutely wrong. And we'll find out, because if you did call Compass, they have records of your call, they have records of your coverage, and records as to why it was what it was. I'm Tom Martino. We have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. She won't do it, but ask her.
Regen Revolution has helped me so much in terms of getting mobile and active again, and now they'll be helping me and you at their new location near Old Town in Arvada. It's an expanded facility, so an even better version of the great care you've come to know from Regen Revolution. The combination of regenerative medicine and more traditional treatment modalities have gotten me back to being able to play sports and exercise.
Guys,
in ways I thought I might never do again. Learn more at regenrev.com. That's REGENREV.com.
Joe Lazzara, he's a criminal defense attorney, and I'm going to step out on a limb here and say there are a lot of idiots in my audience that are going to get DUIs this week. The biggest drinking day is Wednesday night. Do you know it's bigger than New Year's Eve? Yep. Now, I'm going to tell you something. It's very easy. Don't drink and drive. I'll tell you something else. Get a designated driver if you want to drink. But there are still people who will get popped for DUIs. Now, Joe Lazzara, I'm not saying this is a free ride, a free ticket, but what I'm saying is you need an attorney no matter what. Sometimes you're falsely accused. Sometimes your rights are violated. Sometimes you're stupid. Whatever it is, you need an attorney. And you don't want to shop when you're under pressure. I know Joe. I've known him for 30 years. You can trust him. He will do free initial consultations and then flat rate pricing. Joe Lazzara, Lazzara. Lazzara Legal. You can find him on referralist.com, 303-429-6200, 303-429-6200. Those of you who want to get involved in investing in real estate, VesteraTurnkey.com. Vestera, by the way, is going to have a webinar to explain their system where they help you get involved in buying rental real estate in markets that they have designated through research to be very hot for appreciation, great for rentals and rental prices, and they will counsel you what to buy, where to buy, when to sell, and they hook you up with management. Find out more December 7th at their webinar. Okay, here's how you sign up for the webinar. MyBiggestReturn.com, MyBiggestReturn.com. RedRocksRS.com, Red Rocks Roof and Solar. You know what they are? They're solar people, and tax credits are alive and well. Plus, she knows about grants for commercial operations that can get your solar system paid for 100%, and you can make a positive cash flow selling back to the grid. Find out more, redrocksrs.com. The honest, good people in solar, from sales, installation, and service. 303-704-2449.
Thank you.
How much time do I have?
3.
Yes. So, sir, do you have anything you've worked on? Okay, let me tell him. Yeah. I was just curious.
Tell him what happened.
Yeah. Okay, good. Guys, hold on. Let me talk to my guys over here in the control room here that are waiting to come on. I just have to work you in when I can work you in because all of a sudden the phone's exploded. So let me, but we have a long show. Sorry about that. I didn't get you up front. I thought phones would be dead. Do you guys hear what I'm saying, by the way? Yes? Okay, good. Sorry about that. I'll do what I can do here. Kachina, make sure she emails me that Firestone thing.
Yep.
Then on Allstate, we'll see what Compass can do. I would love to get a report if they're there.
She's going to work with Brian.
Good. And I know there's something wrong with her telling me all that shit.
Chopper and dollars in the studio.
Oh, thank you for telling me that, man. Because I want to know who I'm ignoring. Just kidding.
Dollar's ready.
I got Dollar. He's a good man.
What the hell's going on?
Okay, I got her work order here. Maybe I should have you guys look at this.
I do Firestone. I know their contact.
She did a diagnostic, has to jump and interior lights staying on. She said nothing about the car running. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. She did a battery check. They cleaned the fuel system, which is just BS. They did a light switch, removed and replaced. They fixed that. Miscellaneous. Diagnosed the washer. And
clean the ashtray.
This is so crazy. They did nothing. And she made a donation to Boys Club of America. Okay.
Changed the air and the tires.
You know what? This was a lot of nothing she had done. Miscellaneous inspection. Yeah. She did the door switch. She did the fuel system cleaning, which is just bull. So they did really nothing. They did nothing. God, this is like the worst. But they didn't go near her damn. They didn't go near her thing. I mean, she doesn't have a prayer. Nothing. They did nothing here to even go near her radiator. Okay, I'm going to talk to her. Can we get Kevin on?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Efforting. Back to you.
KHOW, an iHeartRadio station.
Hi, Tom Martino here. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Marcy has a question on siding. Meanwhile, if you're in business, please stay tuned. I am going to work in some really important stuff that you need to know about your retirement plans. If you offer retirement plans of any kind to your employees, please hang on for that. Marcy, what's happening? Marcy.
Hi, Tom. I'm looking to do siding on my mom's home in North Glen. It's a ranch home, so it's just the siding on the top. We've had a few of the guys out from your referral list, but
yes.
I'm just looking to see if you have opinion on the LP versus the Hardy. I'm getting kind of confused. I read.
Okay, my personal. I'm just going to tell you something.
Yeah.
I personally do not like Hardy. I don't personally. Okay, I don't. James Hardy has taken over the world with their marketing. And I believe it's not as great as they say. It's not terrible siding, okay? And LP siding, I wouldn't do, okay? So I don't want either of them on my house.
Okay, what's the alternative to
I would go with Align siding.
I'm sorry, a what siding?
Align, A-L-I-G-N.
Okay. Oh, Align. Okay.
Now, fine. Great. We have great people that do siding. We have K&H Home Solutions. Have you had them out?
No, we had Paramount and Genesis out.
Genesis does Align siding. Did he talk about it?
I think Genesis was Hardy. So I'll have
that's one of their sidings. But for God's sakes, one of the big deals I do, one of the real big things I do with them is let me make sure I advertise Align siding for them, I think. Hold on, let me make sure I have it right here.
I just want to make
Align siding, plastic polymer, no chipping, cracking, peeling, fading. Come on, Mark. The sales guy just recommended Hardy.
I'm pretty sure he was the one that recommended Hardy.
I want you to remember Align, ALGN. You won't do better than Align siding. Okay?
Okay, I'll call him back.
Align, ALIGN. I think it's only one L. Okay, Marcy, let me know if there's a problem, because that's a great siding. Ursula, what's going on with moving companies? Hello, Ursula.
Yes, good morning.
Hey.
You used to have moving companies on your referral list.
Yeah, and can I say something frankly? They all suck. In fact, no. I really want to tell you that. They all suck. Now, they were on until they weren't. Let's just put it that way. But there some of the better companies don't have to be on the referral list. They're too damn busy. So
okay.
So isn't that a dichotomy? So they're so good they don't need us, and the other ones were so bad they can't join us. So we don't have. But I can give you great. Where do you want to move?
We would move from Boulder to Littleton.
Okay, that's that's considered local. Yeah, and
yes.
Who do you? I can tell you someone who's a great company.
Yes,
but let me just. Are you sure we don't have anyone? Let me show. I thought we still had some good.
Well, we went on your referral list
I'm
yesterday,
looking.
and we couldn't find.
No, I
any.
can't either. We gotta.
Yeah.
It's too bad. Hold on one second. I thought we had a small. Anyway, here's who I would recommend. Okay.
Okay.
I would recommend. Let me find him. I want to make sure. Hold on before I do it. And then I will come right back to you, okay? I want to make sure. I want to make sure that they're going to do a local move for you, okay?
Okay.
It's
thank
okay.
you.
Yeah, they do. Johnson Moving and Storage. Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, Johnson? Okay.
They've been here 125 years. I think they're pretty dependable.
And also, have you heard from Legacy Moving?
No. Where did you find Legacy?
Well, my son used it for when his house burned down.
Did he like them?
So they had to move from one to one other. And he said when they moved him from one place, whatever was left, they were great. But then when they moved back, when the house was done and finished, they were not so great.
Well, okay.
So, like
they have really good, listen, they have really good ratings all over, just so you know.
Okay.
I'm just looking at
Legacy.
them. And they have too many to be fake. Okay, too many good ones to be fake.
Okay.
Now I don't know them. I know Johnson. Now there's another company that used to be really good, and I don't know what they're doing.
How about United Van Lines?
Well, that's United Van Lines is a national company, and what you have to look for are local agents. So don't go by the national name, although you want a local agent to be affiliated with a national name. So I'll tell you, so Johnson is local, but they are affiliated, I believe, with national. Grable is another good company. Amazing Moves, we used to have on the referral list. We never got really major complaints about them. So when I said they all suck, Amazing Moves does a pretty good job.
Okay.
Okay. Now,
do you happen to have the phone number of Johnson Moving?
I
can look it up.
Well, it can't be that hard for me to do for you. Hold on. They're really good people, man. I've known Mark for so many years. And
yeah. Just wanted to let you know my husband.
Oh, they're United. I thought they were
listener
national.
to you.
I'm sorry. What did you say?
I said my husband is an avid listener.
Well,
he's been listening to you at least for 25 years.
Well,
every day.
He's the smart one.
And he always says he learned so much from you, and you saved him so much money by him listening.
Well,
and
thank you.
Whatever comes up, it's awesome. That's why the first thing we went is to your referral list, and we couldn't find any movers.
Okay, now Deputy Doc, who's one of our deputies here, he He used Move Masters, and he absolutely loves them. Let me give you the number for, it's an 800 number, but it's okay. They're local, Johnson. 866 442 0481.
0481. Okay,
And then
awesome.
Move Masters is who one of our people used, and he raves about them. And like I said, I didn't know about him before him, but he loves them, and I can give you their number. Move Masters, they really are good people. They're 303 893 8200.
8200. Wonderful. I'm going to call them because we're kind of in between. We bought a house in Littleton to move closer to our daughter, but our old house in Boulder here is not for sale. So we have to move part now so we know, what to have to.
Are you going to sell your house in Boulder?
Yes, we are. Yeah.
Well, make sure.
We're elderly, but our daughter wanted us closer. They always say, well, Mom, you're getting older.
Hey,
we're in our late
Ursula,
70s. So
you're in your late 70s?
Yeah.
Okay, well, my goodness. I'm in my early 70s, so congratulations. Listen, Ursula, I want you to do me a favor, though. When you go to sell your house, contact us again. Let's find somebody good for that. And it's good you're getting out of Boulder right now. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, Ursula, take it easy. I have to take a break. I'm Tom Martino. We have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. I want to tell you, it's a very busy show. We got a lot to talk about. And Fix It 24/7 is one of the companies I love talking about because they spend about 2 hours on your furnace, $39. And they go through it completely, $39. Now, come on. You spend more than that on a couple coffees, right? Fix It 24/7. You can book it right now. FixMyHome.com. And then book now. FixMyHome.com, book now. I push them because they're good people. I know the owner. I know everybody there. And they promise to do a great job for you and give you a no breakdown guarantee. Now, it's for people who haven't had it done. The Extreme Clean, $39. FixMyHome.com, book now.
This hour from the Trajan Wealth K-House Studios. Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's.
Well, good morning. A pretty good drive for you overall. I-25 southbound from 120th to C470. About a 3-minute delay, not too bad. I-70 eastbound from I-25 to Pena. No delays right now. Watch for a stalled vehicle that's been in the Gore Point section for quite a while. Some people are milling about. I-225 southbound at Colfax. Fox 31 pinpoint weather. Mainly cloudy skies today. Expect a high of about 55. Possible rain and snow overnight with a low of 30. Intermittent snow flurries early tomorrow. Then clearing with a high of 32. It is 40 degrees in Denver right now. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Mike Carr, 630 K-How.
Only at Lowe's, MVP's Pro Rewards members can get a volume discount on eligible orders as low as $1,500. Discount on eligible products only and reflected in quote. Restrictions apply. See Pro Desk for details. MVP's Pro Rewards program subject to terms.
You know, I'm going to be honest with you here. I used Denver Regen for stem cell therapy on my back one time, and they did such a great job. I ended up needing surgery, nothing to do with them. I used them to get hair growth. I can't believe how that worked. And I'm gonna admit something else. A while ago, I used tirzepatide for curbing my appetite and losing weight. I lost 45 pounds. But I work out too. It's not just that. But if you need some help through the holidays, you don't feel hungry, you don't feel deprived, you might want to do it now. Under $300, you can start. They have semaglutide for that. Then they have tirzepatide, which is even more effective. DenverRegen.com. And I'm voluntarily telling you, I was a patient there, and I love them. DenverRegen.com. Now, and I paid, okay? I'm patient, and I paid. DiscountBath.com. 2 words you don't normally hear together, discount bath. They do discount baths. Why? Because they know that if they do enough of them, it's going to be a great business, and man, are they slammed. I don't mean too slammed to get you in there. Here's why. They give prices all day long without leaving the office. That's part of the reason they can discount them, and you can get a price too. Now, if you want to visit them, of course you can, and they'll visit you. But start out at discountbath.com, give them some information, upload a video. They send you a link after you give them some basic information. They send you a link. You can videotape that hall room bath, that Jack and Jill bath, that master bath, that bath in the basement with some rough ends, and then they give you a price. Discountbath.com, 720-979-2322.
Very nice.
All right, how much time now?
3. What do you need?
Yep.
Oh, never.
Yeah,
I
so
don't think 3
include
is
all
quite
of your
enough.
contact information, and then I can go
I
ahead
used to
and
have
forward
4.
that
What
to
the hell
Suzanne,
happened?
Who sets all of that
Well,
up.
you're getting older.
Hey.
It's like getting shorter. You're shrinking.
No problem. Thank you. Okay, you too. Bye.
I used to have a time to run upstairs.
Well, you still do.
Are you going to install one of those magic chairs?
I don't have to pee. I just want to get coffee. Jerk.
That should be your studio chair. Just have it.
I should have a coffee maker here on the desk.
Yeah, why don't you have a Keurig down there?
Oh, Stephanie. Hold on, my wife's
Why don't you have a kid making you coffee?
Yes,
Now
honey.
Stephanie can buy you something for Christmas.
I know. It's cute, isn't it? Yeah, I saw it.
There's kids coming over the border with like Post-it notes on addresses.
Oh,
they're
my
supposed
God.
To...
That
and
was
we
so
can't get an
sad.
intern to make coffee for Tom. What the hell's going on?
That was so sad. Did you see that little 2-year-old? Oh, my God.
2-year-old girl make the journey? I have no clue.
Yeah.
All right.
Good. She's got both of her girls and all 3 girls, not you though. I'll see you. I gotta go. All right, honey. Bye.
Is this show interfering with your life?
Yeah, how'd you know that? That's
just a
exactly.
guess.
And I got 3 guests patiently waiting for me, and I got you know what? I can assure you of full slammed lines. You know how? Line up guests.
Yeah, because you had something planned.
That's a guarantee. When is Garrett coming? Anytime.
So, you have a 11:15 live read. So I was going.
Oh,
to,
good.
or-
Let's
I'm
do that
sorry,
instead.
11:30 live read. So I was going to call
Yeah,
him
right
around
before that.
11:15.
Got it.
So that you could just go into it.
Right.
And do some in content, and then do your live read with him.
Or do a
or whatever you want to do.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah.
follow your lead.
You know what I'm doing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now
But we
is
got
this
Kevin.
Joe Ciano thing for today?
Yes, 11:15.
Got it.
And is that Kevin on 6?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to go to him. I read the. You didn't send him that email, did you?
No,
he doesn't need it. I'll explain it to him. He doesn't.
Okay.
But I do have it. I mean, it's like crazy what she did. These people, man, this invoice is bullshit.
Well, you know what? That kind of makes me sad because we go to Firestone right down the street from our house, and they've always been awesome.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it.
Firestone, is that a wine you get at a Napa?
Oh, shut up.
Ahout.com.
Hey, Tom Martino here. Listen, I got to tell you, this Fix It 24/7. I forgot to mention, they also do these diagnostic calls for $39 for anything, no matter how long it takes to diagnose a problem. They come out and look at it. $39, give you a complete estimate. No matter what it takes to find the problem. Now, once they find it, if you decide to have the work done, you don't pay the $39, but the $39 is what they call their low cost diagnostic fee. It's a one price to get them there and get a diagnosis. FixMyHome.com, 720-526-3900. 3939. Let's go back to the phones. Kevin Calkin is with us. And the reason I had Kevin on, I wanted to read this invoice, but this invoice is way easier than I thought. Heba, you complained that they didn't help your car run better. I just want to say something, okay? I'm looking at the invoice. There's not one complaint on here about the car not running right. All you complained about was the lights are on, ABS, traction, the interior lights stay on after you turn the car off, and you have to jump it to start it. As a result, they did battery test, and they said the battery's good. And then they don't know, they did that. Then they changed out the lights and did that. So here's what I want to know, one thing at a time. Did they fix the original problem you went in there for?
They did. They fixed the light, the door sensor, yeah.
Good. And then they did cleaning the fuel system. PFI 3-step. What's that, Kevin Calkin, our car expert? Kevin, what's that?
It sounds like it's an injector cleaner, induction cleaner.
Kind of like BG, right? But different.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, a little different. Yep.
It's $133. Is that or $134? Is that a lot of money?
That's not bad. No, it's not bad if they did.
And for the door switch and the other stuff, it's $160. Not bad. But then they did some other stuff.
Not bad at all.
They said diagnose the washer that was inoperative, and that was $81, and a windshield hose, $60, and replace hose assembly, $70. But to diagnose it was $60, to replace it was $70. I mean, I think these charges suck, by the way. She spent $600, but okay, fine. What I'm getting at is she got the problems fixed she went in there for, and now she says she's got antifreeze on the floor. Well, and she has a cracked radiator. I don't hear anything here they did. They didn't do anything that would have...
I don't think they were anywhere close to the radiator, yeah.
Okay, now, here's what I want to ask you. If she has, on this particular car, could it be just old enough? It's a 97 Ford Taurus with 105,000 miles. Now, I doubt, the mileage might be correct, but it sounds a little low. 97.
Mm-hmm.
So that's over 25 years?
Yeah, and it's just the radiators are plastic. They have so they don't last forever. No.
Okay. So, Heba, I'm gonna be straight with you here. You might think they screwed you. I don't think they did. I can't. There's nothing we can sink our teeth into here.
Okay. No, if she wants to swing by, Tommy, I'd be happy to take a peek and see if there's any way we can look,
Yeah.
Heba, relate it to anything else.
Heba, where are you located?
I'm in Denver on Yale and I-25.
That's not bad, but he's he's on Colfax west of Wadsworth, SheridanAutotech.com. Just if you want to swing by there, he'll do a courtesy check, okay? As I said, I just don't think in this particular case that they screwed you. I don't think so. 303
I don't think so either.
Yeah, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Now, coming up, we have a discussion on retirement and more on the Troubleshooter Show. And here's what's really important, okay? When it comes to a diagnosis, put the problems down on the damn invoice and make sure if you have a drivability problem and they agree to fix something, they say, put down on there, let's say you need a water pump. Put down on the invoice, we'll replace water pump to correct, and then put the problem down. So you're creating a mini little performance contract with them. I'm Tom Martino, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Remember, DenverRegen.com, under $300 for your weight loss injectables sent directly to your door with doctor consultations, DenverRegen.com.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's.
Well, I-70 eastbound as you approach C-470, slightly slow at the moment.
Tom, will you type these two? Are you ready?
Got it.
Fuller and Art of Granite. Fuller Law 30, Art of Granite. Thank you.
Thank you.
About a 6-minute commute and a 1-minute delay. Fox 31 pinpoint weather. Mainly cloudy skies today. Expected to get to about 55. Possible rain and snow overnight with a low of 30 degrees. Tomorrow, some snow flurries early. Then it's going to clear and get to about 32 degrees. It is 45 degrees in Denver right now. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Mike Carr, 630 KHOW.
Only at Lowe's, MVP's Pro Rewards members can get a volume discount on eligible orders as low as $1,500. Discount on eligible products only and reflected in quote. Restrictions apply. See Pro Desk for details. MVP's Pro Rewards program subject to terms.
If you're in an auto accident, you know, this is the time of year people are out and about in snow. We're supposed to get some snow. By the way, any auto accident, call John Fuller before you hire him. In fact, you can call him no matter what. And I'll tell you why. There's no obligation. And he's one of the few attorneys you can actually talk to before hiring. And if you do hire him, it's on a percentage fee basis, and you actually get his cell phone that you can talk to him at any time. Honest to goodness, it's true. So get your free advice up front. And then decide if John Fuller's right for you. He will be. 303-597-4500, 597-4500. His website, callfuller.com. Do you know, we talked about somebody giving you prices on the phone for your bathrooms. Well, guess what? The Art of Granite gives you prices on the phone for your countertops. The Art of Granite, yeah. They do more than granite, by the way. They do any man-made material, any direct stone importer. All you have to do is call them. And Mitch is happy at the Art of Granite to give you a price. And tear out and haul away is always free, by the way. Wholesale on all materials. If you go to the Remnant Yard, you get free materials, and there are big pieces there to do an island or whatever you need. Theartofgranite.com. Get your price, 303-386-5919, 386-5919.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God, what?
How is Kelly still here?
I don't know. That's the question we all ask every day.
God.
So true.
Mimosas.
I thought that, hulls were checked before brought into the reservoir for zebra mussels and other invasive species. I think that's the two words that describe her best. I mean, I like her and all, but... Hello?
Oh, yes, what?
I'm getting a spam call for Medicare benefits.
Another one?
How old are you,
Please put
Shannon?
Me on your me 58.
Oh, you're a young man. Biologically, what are you, 85?
Oh, well, dude, I've been 70 since I was 30.
Okay, somebody dropped off. Is that on purpose, guys? Are we not going to have the third person? Just let me know. Somebody dropped off.
What do you mean?
Just no, one of my guests. Just when I'm ready to go to them, they dropped
Okay.
off. So
All right. I thought you were talking to me.
No,
I don't know why. Pat,
Tom's doing his own show back there.
we're going to go in the next hour, but somebody dropped off. Pat, do you hear me, Pat? Maybe everybody dropped off. Who knows? Pat's frozen. Okay.
Lucky Pat.
Pat, you're frozen.
That's also a fun way to screw with people on a Zoom call, is just sit still and not move. Oh, he froze up.
My kids did that all the time during COVID.
That's fantastic.
Trevor got really good at
Okay, you're unmuted, but you're frozen, Pat. Yeah, you are. Your camera's frozen. And for some reason, Rob left.
Rob dropped off. He said in the chat that he's going to go sign off and let John handle the rest of the show. And I said, that's fine. Sorry, just kind of...
No, that's fine with me. I just, that's fine. That's great. I mean, as long as I know, that's great. So was he under the impression it was an hour commitment?
No, I think they had blocked it off for the whole time, but I think he's fine going with just having John cover it.
Okay.
For what's going on with my video. I did stop my video for a minute when I stepped away and put it back on, and I still froze.
Yeah, you're frozen. So do you want to disconnect and I'll hang up on you? Reconnect. Did you hear me? I'm going to let you reconnect. All right, good.
All right. I'm excited to see how this goes. Here we go.
First Talk Station, 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. All right, let me see what's going on. I want to try to get to, okay, so we got some clear lines here. You can call in at any time, but I do have some guests I'll bring up. We're not going to get a lot of discussion done right now, but it's very important. So then we'll continue this after the break. But we have IMA Retirement. It's a company, and John Alvarez is with us. I'm going to bring them up in a second here. And Pat Jolliffe, who is one of my colleagues over at Wave 8 Wealth Management. And we're talking, what we're going to talk about, I guess Pat's not there either. So let me just bring up John right now with IMA. John, you're on. Let me unmute you, sir, and then we're going to be fine to go. I just wanted to talk about, I think it's important that we talk about what you do. Oh, Pat's on there now. Let me just activate him and unmute him, and then we have everybody up. And that's for those streaming. Sorry for, if you're listening, you'll hear him on radio. But what's really important is what you guys do. John, as I said, you're with IMA Retirement. Can you explain what you do as a company? And then I'll explain why companies need you and what we are talking about right now. Explain what you do.
Thanks, Tom. So IMA Retirement is a registered investment advisory firm.
His sound went to hell, didn't it, guys? Can you hear him, Shannon?
Not really.
On strictly on retirement plans for.
All right, hold on a second, John. Hold on one sec, please. Hold on. I'm just gonna regroup because his sound was great, but it just did not. It's not
Pat
coming.
Sounded good.
Pat sounded really good. The other guy's sound is off. Okay. I'm going to connect by phone with John because I can't. It's much too important to worry about the video at this point. Pat, you can stay where you are, but we're gonna have to reconnect with John on that. As far as I'm gonna have I'll have him call, or have us call him. But what we're talking about, let me just summarize this because it's really important. And the summary is this: people who offer retirement plans must, Pat, review their retirement plans on an annual basis. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay. Now, if they don't review, what are some of the consequences if they do not review?
To be attentive to what the plan is doing and all of its costs and the services provided, understanding whether the investments are competitive and so on, because they're serving as a trustee for the benefit of their employees.
Okay.
And
This is something we're going to continue right after the break. So here's the bottom line. If you run a business, if you offer a retirement plan and you don't review them, you can be severely fined. Now, a lot of people don't even know that. We'll talk about what it means and how to get it done coming up.
Thank you.
I will try his sound again, but I don't know why his mic was not working. It was working.
Did my
right
video
up.
unfreeze?
Yeah. I'm going to unmute him and see. All right, go try it again. Try it again, John. John, can you? Oh, I got to activate him. There you go. John, can you try that again? Your sound.
Can you hear me now?
That's bad. Listen, John, I'm going to call you. Just don't bother with the video. I'm going to call you right now. Hold on. His video sucks, man. I mean, his audio. It just, yours is pretty good.
Okay.
His sucks. I'm just going to get him on here. I just got to I got to find his number. Can you text me his number? Pat?
Yeah. Hang on, just a minute.
Yeah. Thank you, man. Appreciate this. I don't know why his sound went to hell.
But I see that it could be done on YouTube because I see that with these storm chasers.
Yeah, I got it. Thank you so much. Here, let me just see if I want to make sure everything goes according to plan there too. I mean, because last time we had a hell of a time with that when I had you on, so I want to test it.
But they're all.
Could you hear him, Pat? All right or not?
This guy's such an ass.
Yeah, it was really bad. It was really bad. So
It sounded like in a can, Tom.
yeah, it sounded bad. So thank you. Let me just see if he comes up now. Okay, well, that number didn't work, Pat, so. Nope, it went to a voicemail for Kylie.
All right, hang on just a minute. And that was the 1022. Try 214-632.
Hold on a sec. Can you text it to me? We're on YouTube right now. Just text it to me, please. Or we'll have 100 people calling him.
This is awesome.
I can have Kelly do it, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll put him on a hotline.
Okay, I'm going to put him on a hotline. It's going to be way better. I'm going to text it to Kelly right now. His name is John Kelly. I'll just do this in a second.
John
here.
Kelly?
No, his name is... Never mind. You guys are like, who's on first? There's his number. Are you sure that's the number, Pat? All right. Call him right there and have him come on. Just put him on hold.
Oh, this is killing me.
Thank you.
Hi, John. It's Kelly over at the Tom Martino Show. Are you on speakerphone or anything? Because you're kind of sounding a little staticky.
God, I don't know what's...
that's perfect. Okay.
Good.
Hang on for me,
Jesus
and we'll
Christ.
get you right up. Okay?
You would think...
Hang on.
Yeah. And you can stay right where you are, Pat. You're
All right,
kind of
he's
ugly,
ready.
but it's working. It's amazing how good your connection is, especially being out with the cows. Oh, you're in Dallas. Okay. Well, kind of like with the cows, but so
Good
you.
afternoon. Thanks for calling the Tom Martino Show. I'm doing well.
Now,
Joe,
keep in
hang
mind-
on for me,
By the way,
and we'll have
John
you
should be on the
in
phone with you
next
right now
break,
if you want to
okay?
say hey.
Hey, John.
John?
Yep, I'm on. Hey,
You
guys.
sound great. I don't know what happened. You were sounding great up until I went to you on the air.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that as
That's
well.
okay. It's okay. It's fine. We got it.
Great.
And then we'll be coming to you right out of the break. I mean, we may have a call or two, but they can.
Nope, we just have Joe right now.
Okay.
On hold, right?
Yeah.
John.
John.
John and Joe. But Joe is not up for another 15 minutes.
Pat, I just texted you something, and just text it back, please. It's just because I can't get to my other email. Thank you. Thank you. That's what I thought. Yep. Okay. Thank you. Oh, I have it written right here. God damn. I'm losing it, guys. I think I have the pre-holiday suspension of brainwave activity.
2 minutes.
You guys still able to hear me okay?
Yes. Fine.
Going through okay? Great.
Yeah, we hear you. You know, Talib, that's a good point. You know what? You're right. A headset, because the speakers make it sound echoey. That's, Pat, that would help you too.
Unless you have something right on top.
If you had an earpiece instead of your speaker, because we hear your speaker. But I mean, that would make it more perfect if you had an earpiece. But if you have an earpiece, it could screw you up if there's a delay in it. But if you have like a hard wire.
Well, yeah, or you're just using the microphone in the computer.
My phone Bluetooth through my hearing aids, which is kind of interesting, convenient, but sometimes the clarity is not always there.
Well, we found the clarity's not always there with Tom either. Nothing? Nothing, Tom? All right. Hey, here you go.
Denver's Talk Station, 630 KHOW.
Yeah. Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, welcome to the show. I'm Tom. We are here to help you solve problems, answer questions, take complaints, make your life a little easier. If you have a question, problem, or complaint, get it in before the holidays. A lot of people lay back this week. We can still solve your problems. We can still help you. 303-713-TALK is our number, 303-713-8255. This hour brought to you by GenesisTotalExteriors.com. Genesis is the place to go if you're looking for that Align siding. I did verify they do have Align siding, and that is a lifetime siding, and that is GenesisTotalExteriors.com. I want to bring up a guest, John Alvarez. John is with IMA Retirement, and by the way, just so you know, IMA Retirement works with companies of all sizes. And why did I talk about this? Because Pat and I were talking. Pat is a colleague of mine at Wave 8 Wealth Management, my financial investment firm. But by the way, the reason we're talking about this has nothing to do with your individual investments right now as people. We're talking to companies now that are the plan sponsors, I guess you call them. Let me bring up Pat. So, John, you're on the phone. John, employers have a fiduciary responsibility once they establish a retirement plan, don't they? Do they have a responsibility to their employees? Is that correct?
That is absolutely correct. There is a lot of regulatory steps they need to ensure are being taken care of in order to make sure the plan is meeting the needs of their participants. That is correct.
Okay. Now, what I need to know is this. When this happens and they start a plan, many companies just start a plan and then forget about it. I mean, they have a 401k plan. In fact, they're happy they have it, and then they forget about it. But the law actually has been auditing people saying you're not allowed to just have a plan and forget about it. And explain that to me.
Yeah, so part of being a plan sponsor is that fiduciary responsibility of monitoring the plan, which is a really critical step. The employer needs to monitor the plan providers, whether it's the record keeper, the third-party administrator, the financial advisor, anybody who is providing service to the plan. The employer has that ultimate responsibility of monitoring them to make sure that A, their fees are reasonable, that B, they're providing the service that they are signed up to provide, and C, that they are doing everything that is outlined in the ERISA, which is the governing rules of retirement plans.
Now, if you're
structure.
we're speaking, we may not be speaking now to just everyone, but we are speaking to people who either work for a company, a lot of people, but mainly to the people who own companies and offer retirement. And in fact, in Colorado, it's going beyond a 401k. Colorado just passed a law that they have to, what size company has to offer some kind of retirement plan?
Yeah, it's any company that has over 5 employees and has been in business for 2 years is required to offer either a retirement plan like a 401k, or they'll need to sign up for the Colorado Secure Savings Plan, which is an IRA, payroll deduction setup.
So this is really important, actually. If they don't do it, what does a company risk if they set up a plan, whether it be any kind of an ERISA plan, and they do not review it on a yearly basis? What are some of the I don't think a lot of companies know about this, just like a lot of companies didn't know about the new BOI requirement, the beneficial owner interest. You literally have to show everyone who benefits from a company now on a yearly basis. And the fines and the penalties are hefty. They're due on the first of the year. And as we come to the end of the year, people need to know what's due. Now, if you have a retirement plan, and if your administrator is simply collecting fees and doing it, even if they're doing it correctly, but the fees have creeped up and it's not totally efficient, and you have done nothing about it as an employer, what can happen? Can people be fined?
Yeah, so that puts the employer in a bit of jeopardy that if they have a plan that has been growing, fees are not really reviewed from the investments or the providers like the record keeper. If that is not regularly reviewed, that can be a compliance issue. And if the Department of Labor comes in and does an audit, there can be some serious consequences, like you said, whether it's fines or, actual, trouble for the owners of that firm. So really, it comes down to monitoring your plan and making sure that things are being looked at on an ongoing basis.
Hey, Pat, can an employer say, listen, we have a 401k, we set it up, we left it up to these professionals to do it. Why do we get in trouble? Can a boss say that?
Well, not really. I mean, it's ultimately the employer that's on the hook for the fiduciary liability with the Department of Labor, and that's where they're going to look. The only time, and John, correct me if I'm wrong, but if you're a full-blown, 318 or 318 advisor, where there's a way that not all companies will do this, where a provider will take that fiduciary responsibility, but I think, it's very limited. And in those cases, I'm not sure that it's even still leaves the employer clear off the hook. So it's a very serious thing. I mean, you got to be attentive to this thing.
Okay, so it's kind of like taxes. It's kind of like BOI. It's kind of like any requirement put on employers. I mean, it really is a lot. Now, can an employer simply say this is too much trouble and just scrap their plan? But they don't do that, because right now 401ks are a way that employers use to attract people, right? Workers. I mean, I think workers care about it, don't they? About retirement plans?
Oh, I think so, and I think it's a
The
retention
retirement plan-
thing as well. You know, if you're in competition for the labor force, which a lot of companies are, and you're not providing a retirement plan, even if it's a defined contribution plan like a 401k, then you're not going to compete as well, and you're not going to get the best people. And I see that more in the rural areas where we serve than, you know, certainly in the cities. But it's a big issue for people where they don't have a vehicle like that to which they can contribute for retirement.
Okay, so once you but the word is this: once you have a plan, that's only part of it. The big deal is not just having a plan, but making sure that. But here's what I want to know: if somebody has a 401k and they're contributing their money, and the employer's matching it, and it's invested, why does the government care, or why does anyone care what fees they're paying? That doesn't come out of the employee's pocket, does it?
Sure it does. Yeah, the majority of them do. Actually, when you look at the investment expenses, a lot of times you have mutual funds or target date funds that may be managed or at least have a fee to them. And so you have to compare the like kind funds that are out there as a fiduciary. It's a requirement to see if you're getting your employees the most competitive fees for the type of funds that you're offering. And that's number one. Now, sometimes the employer will bear some of the registration fee or annual host fee, administration fee for the plan, but a lot of times it's not, it's about 70% is borne by the participant, and it's incumbent upon the plan sponsor, the employer, to make sure that those fees are competitive.
Now, John, with IMA, by the way, and the reason I'm interviewing you is because you do reviews and you do plans and you do all that. And obviously people saying, well, sure, you want to do a review so you can pick up the business. But really, it's not that easy, because if it's a good plan, you're obligated to tell them it's a good plan. In other words, it's like our insurance checkup with Compass Insurance Group. Compass goes and looks at, you might have heard an earlier call, they look at your insurance. And you can't tell someone you have a bad insurance plan or policy and you're paying too much if truly you can't put your own money where your mouth is. In other words, there's no room for dishonesty. Either they're paying too much or they're not. If you can't beat it, then you can't tell them you can beat it and then not beat it. In other words, it's a fail-safe when people offer reviews. That's what I think. John?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And what we do is we want to take a very objective look at it so that there is no, misinformation. We will benchmark a plan against other plans of similar size, whether it's the asset size or participant size, and then we'll benchmark every single provider from the record keeper, third-party administrator, advisor, and investment expense.
So
it's a very objective look at how the cost is structured.
If a company has a good plan and it's efficient, and the fees are in line, and you say to them, hey, this is a great plan, cool. They have fulfilled their obligations as a plan sponsor, right?
Well, we like to go a little bit deeper, because just because the plan is inexpensive or in the line of the benchmark doesn't necessarily mean that all of the services and support that is required from a fiduciary standpoint is being provided. Is there employee outreach and education? Is there ongoing reviews with the 401k committee about the investments to monitor these things?
Okay.
There's a lot of steps that go beyond just
okay, but what I'm saying is, if you find a healthy plan that doesn't need any adjusting, this employer has fulfilled their obligation to have it reviewed.
Correct.
Does the law actually say, or do requirements from ERISA actually say it has to be an annual review or a periodic review? What do employers listening need to know?
Yeah, it's, there's not a prescribed cadence for the meetings, but it is, a requirement that there is periodic reviews.
And really and truly, if you have the plan, the one who's doing it now, the administrator, review it, what's to prevent an administrator to say, don't worry about it, we reviewed it, you're fine, and they're not fine? In other words, does it have to be an independent review?
Well, it really needs to be the plan sponsor that is taking the time and initiative to verify that the information being presented is correct.
The employer has to do it.
Correct. It ultimately falls upon the employer. They have the ultimate.
And the
fiduciary
employer can't just say, well, the administrator told me it's a great plan. And then ERISA or government could say, well, how do you know that? Did you have it reviewed?
Correct.
Jason, before I take a break, Jason, what's your question? And we'll think about it during the break. What is your question, Jason?
Hey, Tom, I just wanted to see if you could clarify when you said that the employer with 5 or more employees, is that full-time employees or part-time employees, or does it matter for the 401k?
It's not a 401k, I don't think. It's just a certain plan. You're talking about the mandatory Colorado plan?
Correct.
John, do you know the details of the mandatory Colorado plan?
Sure. It's for any employer with 5 or more employees that are full-time employees.
Okay.
And basically it sets them up in Roth IRA accounts.
Yeah, it can be as simple as a Roth, right? It doesn't have to be a 401k.
That's correct.
Okay. Does that answer your question, Jason?
Good to hear.
Yeah, okay.
It does. Thank you.
All right, we got more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Frank Duran, the real estate man. Don't forget free market evaluations of your home for the asking. He'll tell you what it will sell for based on his 30 years of experience with no obligation. So if you're curious before you list, Frank Duran, therealestateman.com.
Across Denver, the first
can't hear
choice,
John when he's
the one
speaking.
choice, is the care you've long trusted.
I'm going to mute you.
Now,
You're
under
kind
one
of,
name,
Pat,
HCA
remember your
Health
mic's
One.
on. So mute
We're
yourself
one
when you're
team
not on the
offering a
air.
network of connected, coordinated
So I
care
don't have to go-
help create
so I don't
a
have to go
healthier
back.
tomorrow for us all. HCA Health One. The only
Never
name,
mind, I'll mute you then.
The one name to know.
But you got to just not
For all
talk.
your care for all your life. Learn more at hcahealth1.com.
All right, so we were talking about retirement. 401k is when you work for someone, or a Roth or whatever. Now, well, maybe a Roth isn't the best example, but let's just say IRAs and 401ks or any other kind of plan. Let's say you've accumulated money and now you are nearing retirement or at retirement. I want to talk to Joseph Chiano, a financial planner who's been with me for years. And Joe, you recommend that they can open up and transfer into an annuity with guarantees so they can generate income. And Joe, you feel that's better than just drawing down a 401k once they retire, right?
Well, absolutely, Tom. I really believe that people need a guaranteed income for life at retirement. And our guaranteed retirement income annuity actually can do that for people. It has phenomenal benefits. It has growth potential, protection from the stock market, and written guarantees. And think about this. It actually gives a bonus, a startup bonus for people transferring their 401ks or IRAs into this account. It has long-term care benefits, which is really, really important. The most, plans don't offer. There's not a 401k that I know that offers long-term care or anything else. So this offers long-term care benefits. It offers a bonus. It offers guarantees and an income for life. And it's ideal for people to transfer their 401ks or IRAs or investment accounts into it. And really low fees. The only fee that they will pay will be 0.1% per year. That's really almost like a no-fee product.
Yes. And Joe, as far as a webinar, somebody asked me a question. When will be your next live event, webinar, or movie or whatever?
It's probably going to be around March
Okay.
2025.
But they can call you at any
March
time,
2020.
and you'll do private Zooms, right?
Oh, absolutely. As a certified financial planner, I like to meet with my clients face-to-face or a Zoom and really do a review of what they really need.
All right.
What are their objectives in life?
Now, you can reach. Go ahead, Joe. Okay, and I'm going to give out that number. It's 303-779-6600, 303-779-6600, mymoneymyway.com. Hey, while we're on the topic of of retirement plans and stuff, it's really a good idea that you make sure that you're secure. If you have to do your own or you have to get one from an employer. By the way, on that note, I wanted to tell you about Fix It 24/7. They're actually a wonderful company that offers great benefits to their employees. Their employees come to your house and they're happy to be there. They are. You'll notice it when you call them. And they do their thing for $39 to diagnose any problem. If you have the work done, then they credit you the $39. So if you have a problem with plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, or drains, fixmyhome.com, 720-526-3939. Another well-established company for years and years and years and years. In fact, Larry Gravina worked with his dad from 72, and then in 88 started his own company, Gravina's Windows and Doors. And by the way, window siding and doors on 950 West Evans, the original Gravina's, as I call them. And then his son, Nick, is in there now too, and they are the consummate experts. And what I love about Gravina's is they have more than one line of windows. They have 50 lines of windows. And they have multiple lines of siding and doors. Gravina's, and you can depend on them. Here's the website, gravinawindows.com, 303-472-8462. That's Gravina's on 950 West Evans.
Thank you. So he's not coming on?
No, not today.
Who, Garrett's not?
Yeah.
He can. He's slammed.
I was going to take him right now, right after the break.
I know. He said that he doesn't have anything prepared. He's out in the field.
Oh, God damn it. Oh, shit. Okay.
You do have an 11:30 on the next break. So I don't know if he's got any.
No, if he can't do it, he can't do it.
Well, I did schedule him for next week. He said that's much better.
Okay, yeah, that's not going to do us any good. Okay, that's fine. No,
He
I
says-
wanted to do it because we had some makeups for him. That's all, and it was the easiest way to do it. But that's okay.
Mondays and Tuesdays, he says, are the worst days.
Okay, all right,
Wednesday,
fine,
Thursday, and
fine.
Friday are better.
All right, fine. Jesus Christ. Ah, fuck.
Now you know what they felt like in the Bay of Pigs, Tom.
Well, let's try to get him on, and next week will be fine, Kelly. If we can get him on.
you.
It's only a segment. It's only by phone.
To help the peace in Israel, or we're going to be giving them everything they need.
Right.
And this other guy in Ukraine, he's learning that the gravy train
Hello?
is going to be there too much longer.
Oh, you mean Zelensky?
Is that
Yeah.
Pat?
Hello, hey, I got you.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Welcome to the show. We are here to discuss your problems, questions, and complaints. And one of the things we were talking about is if you run a company and you offer a retirement plan, you're actually under an obligation to review that plan, to literally review it as a plan sponsor, the employer. You can't leave it to the administrator. The administrator will administrate it, but you have to have it reviewed to make sure it is compliant and to make sure that the fees aren't excessive and to make sure that it's efficient. And there are substantial penalties if you don't. Again, there are a lot of things that businesses do, a lot of things they just would rather not do. It's complicated and it's a pain in the ass. So I'm talking to experts who do reviews. And the main reason is to keep companies from getting in trouble. But the other one is this. Retirement plans, like any plan, like insurance policies for your home, for your business, liability, business insurance, anything. Nothing should ever be set and then forgotten, ever. The bottom line is you need to know what you have, and you need to know how to effectively implement it. There are businesses, for example, that have health insurance policies. Now, this is not a retirement plan, but health insurance that never get them reviewed, and they have no idea what they're doing. Integra, by the way, that's why when I talk to Integra, they do that all the time. They do health insurance reviews. We've talked about it a million times. Compass Insurance Group, they do insurance reviews of not just businesses, but of individuals. Everyone should review what they have, no matter what it is. Now, as I said, if you work for a company, I mean, you don't review your 401k because it's provided by the company. That's where the employer has to take the reins and have it done. So the bottom line is, when you have a plan and you're an employer, you must have it reviewed. But I am going to tell you, and I'm talking to John Alvarez, by the way. He's with IMA Retirement. They do the reviews. And by the way, John, how many companies don't even know that they need to review their plans? Seriously, do HR people keep up on that? I mean, who would keep up on that? A lot of companies aren't big enough to have an HR department. So who tells them they need reviews?
Well, what you said right there is the exact problem. A lot of companies are just a little too small to have somebody dedicated to the HR side that has expertise in 401k. So a lot of times it just goes kind of on a set it and forget it. It really is incumbent upon the plan advisor to kind of help guide that employer on monitoring and reviewing the plan.
And okay, so does an administrator, when they set up a new plan for a company, could there be a lot of new plans being set up in Colorado? When does that take effect? On the first of the year?
No, this has actually been going on for a bit now. They've kind of phased it in based on employer size, and the most recent was, dropping it down to the requirement for anybody with 5 or more employees.
Okay.
So that's actually in place now.
So do you guys do small plans like that too, or just big ones?
No, we absolutely do. We feel it's really important that small plans actually have the same oversight and help that larger plans do. Because they just don't have that technical expertise to do it on their own.
Okay, so in order to establish a plan, whether it's a 401k or whether it's the mandatory Colorado plan or whatever, what does a company need to spend? In other words, do they have to have a company match? Do they have to do all that? I mean, there are employers listening right now that just want to do the bare minimum. And I hate to put it that way, but what would be, like let's say on a 401k, they wanted a 401k. Do they have to have a company match?
No, the company match is absolutely discretionary. It can strictly be for salary deferrals from the employees. It's not very common, but that is absolutely available.
Okay. Now, Mark has a question. Go ahead, Mark. What is your question?
Hey, Tom, how you doing?
Good.
I got a question. Like, okay, say I want to open a small business, and the question comes up back to the employees want a 401k. What benefit is that for me to even open up a company?
You know what, Mark? A lot of people, you know what? A lot of people ask that. And that's what I asked him before. Now, Mark, I want to say one thing. The benefit of a 401k is to attract employees, right? That obviously. Yeah. But if you don't care that much, if you think you can find employees without that, then I'm going to ask John, what other reasons, John, would there be to have a 401k? Is there any benefit to the owner?
One other quick question, Mark, before you ask that question, or Tom, before you ask that question. how much percentage of their income, like they're at 100%, we pay them 100%. How much on top of the 100% that they're paid do we have to pay towards their 401k? Say we're a small business, and we're looking into being a small business.
Okay, okay. Let me
I don't know
answer
if you
that, Mark.
understand.
Let me answer that. You don't, as a small business, you don't necessarily need a 401k. Colorado has another simplified plan you can do. But let's talk about a 401k. Let's talk about that. Like I thought, John, a 401k is where you establish a plan. You're the plan sponsor, you find an administrator, and then they have investment advisors. But I thought it could be 100% funded by the employees themselves by what they want to put away, right? It doesn't have to come out of the employer's money. Is that correct?
That's correct. So basically, it is set up as a salary reduction plan where they're able to contribute on a pre-tax basis from their earnings.
So, Mark, you're not paying into it unless you want to, unless you want to match.
I see it. Thank
Okay,
you, Tom. Thank
sure,
you, John.
sure. We have more coming right up.
Hey. Did I write anything?
No.
888? Oh, I did 888.
Oh, yeah, you did.
And Vestera, yep.
Your trusted local fiduciary advisors, TrajanWealth.com. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's.
Well, a bit of a delay now. I-25 southbound from 120th to I-70, about a 14-minute delay in total. I-25 northbound from C-470 to Colfax, maybe a 2-minute delay. I-70 eastbound from I-25 to Pena, just a little bit of heavy volume there. Watch for a crash on Parker Road, north of Longs Way. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, mainly cloudy skies today. Expect a high to get to about 55. Possible rain and snow overnight with a low of 30. Intermittent snow flurries early tomorrow, then clearing with a high of 32. It is 48 degrees in Denver right now with your Impact Traffic and weather. I'm Mike Carr, 630 KHOW.
Black Friday is back at Lowe's with up to 50% off select major appliances, plus an extra 10% off on select major appliances like Whirlpool. Valid 11/6 through 12/4. Selection varies by location. See Lowe's.com for details.
888heating.com will do a deep clean for $45. They also specialize in high efficiency units that can save you money for years and years to come. They have up to 98% efficient units. And by the way, if you couple it with a solar system, you get a tax credit on the whole damn thing. Now, here's the thing. 888heating.com, they say you cannot beat their prices and their value for the same equipment. I like Garrett and the gang. I know them very well. And as I said, you will love doing business with them. So start out with the deep clean for $45. If you have a 15 or 20-year-old system, you may want to talk about replacement. Again, high efficiency. 303-770-2776. 770-2776. Now,
You're so good to us.
December 7th is the webinar for Vestera Turnkey. Do you know what that is? That is a system that gets you involved in real estate. You might want to be a landlord without all the conventional hassles. They tell you and show you and instruct you where to buy in the greatest markets for appreciation and how long to hold it and when to sell it. And they assist you in all of that, including a management company to even take your day-to-day calls and handle the everyday activity. It's the rental business without the conventional hassles. Find out more. Go to this website and sign up for a webinar December 7th. MyBiggestReturn.com. MyBiggestReturn.com.
Thank you.
All right. All right.
I think John's back. You can talk to him in the break if you want.
I need to, hold on a second. We'll do one thing here.
What do you need to do? What?
I need to read some stuff here.
Okay. Please make it your last will and testament.
All right.
People next door, it's the same guy that was there yesterday.
No, anyway, what I was saying is, the stupid friggin' little stocking stuffer toys that, like the Bionicles and the Lego little sets and things like that, used to be able to pick up on Black Friday for like super dirt cheap, and like, pajamas and, that kind of thing.
You weren't going in for the 50-inch plasma?
I mean, we did that too, but that came later.
All right.
No, it was mostly geared toward toys for the kids. I mean, one year I think we bought them both bikes that were on clearance and total specials. So
I never did too much of that normally because I was always traveling with the Buffs or doing a football game that morning or whatever. So Black Friday's been shot for me for decades, but the one time I got a chance to shop on Thanksgiving because they tried this Gray Thursday. Remember that a few years back? Gray Thursday before Black Friday.
I do remember that.
So I went to Michael's and got some stuff for the daughter. Came back to the apartment I was living in, and someone had been stabbed in the parking lot. And I was like, well.
At least it wasn't you.
No. All the residents were out lining the balconies. I'm like, what the hell happened there? So-and-so stabbed that one guy. So I start singing, "It's the most wonderful
there you go.
time." Everybody applauded.
Not for everybody.
Not that guy.
Did he live or did he die?
I don't think he made it. John, you still connected? You doing okay?
Yeah,
I am here and doing just fine.
Yay.
Do I have a couple minutes to run to the restroom?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
We had the worst call on Dan last night, and you will appreciate this with everything going on at the border right now. A father called who's visiting his family here in Denver and was listening to Dan, called in because we were talking about Mike Johnston and how stupid he is. And his daughter, who is 17, was killed by an illegal alien who had 8 DUIs and was deported 4 times, but still came back.
What?
That's not
And
going to happen.
2 of the DUIs involved, like, vehicular manslaughter because people were
actually killed in the accident.
Yeah. And so that was one of the ones where she was killed by this guy, drunk driving.
Here we go.
Online at khout.com.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Deputy D, are you working on anything, sir? Hold on, let me get your mic on. There you go, sir.
All right. Just that issue of Becky who called us yesterday about trying to get a refund for some late fees from CenturyLink. And Sue's had a great insider contact at CenturyLink, and that person is currently researching this request, and I'm waiting to hear back.
What was her issue, basically?
So you may recall that she didn't pay a late fee on a phone bill.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
And then she thought, hey, I should get a break here.
Yeah, because she's been their customer for 30-some years. And then for each of the subsequent months, she would pay the actual phone bill, but not these accumulating late fees. And now they're, if I remember right, they're either $130 or $160 now. So, and to her, that's real money. So hopefully our contact at CenturyLink we'll be able to help out with that.
Right. And what we said, and this is really important to know, when you have a late charge or a change in your escrow for your mortgage company or anything like that, where it disrupts the amount of money on your monthly payment, do not just pay that and get it over with and then move on with your subsequent payments. Then fight it, because if you let it accumulate, it accumulates so quickly you would not believe it. That goes, by the way, for HOA fees. Now, I'm not saying that HOAs should be immune from any kind of problems, but too many times people disagree with an HOA, like an assessment, either an assessment or a penalty. Or we had a woman one time that had something stupid. She had drapes in her place, right? And the lining of the drapes were white. So on the outside, when you walk down the street, you saw white hanging in her window, and it was not allowed. The drape linings, you weren't supposed to, I don't know what it was. It was some kind of stupid thing they sent her saying, we see white lining of your drapes or something. Believe me, it was a while ago, but I know it's accurate. There was something about her drapes. So they fined her like a couple $100 or something because she didn't correct it at first. And then she ignored that. And this was maybe more than 20 years ago. She actually went into foreclosure because with attorney's fees and letters, HOAs used to be way more abusive. Now, the laws have changed a little, but they're still pretty abusive. But she was up to $4,500 from that, and she was so upset, but she went into foreclosure because of it. That's how crazy it can get when you're fighting an uphill battle. Now, like I said, I don't think you should just take it, but you have to put it to rest first and then go back and fight it, especially with an HOA. You can't suspend it. It's only going to get worse and worse and worse, and you will spend a crap load of money. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. I have a text from a small business again, and I want to bring up John Alvarez with IMA Retirement. John, this question, are you there, John? I know you stepped away. Are you there?
I'm here.
Okay. John, when we mentioned that employers of 5 full-time employees or more must do a plan in Colorado for their employees, but it doesn't have to be a 401k. And you said something about a Roth or something. They want to know what's the minimum that is, and I hate to be laboring about the minimum, but a lot of employers, frankly, they're being, they have just a few employees and they want to know what's the minimum they can do. So let's answer them. I mean, what is required to fulfill that Colorado law?
Sure. So the way it's set up is that the employer will contribute to Roth IRA accounts for each employee. It starts out at 5% of salary, and so it's coming from the employee salary, and it increases 1% a year until it gets to 8%, and that is the kind of the minimum requirement.
Okay, so but then what I don't understand is this: why does an employer have to do that? What if the employee doesn't want to do it? Can they waive out of it?
Opt out.
Oh, they can.
Yes, they can. Yes.
Well, I can see all kinds of abuse coming
really,
there.
Yeah, it's really designed to get people saving for retirement, whether they like it or not. And for the most part, people stay in it once they have, seen that money come out of their paycheck.
Okay. Now, the thing is, with a Roth, I mean, that's an easy thing to do. So would the employer establish that, or just tell the employee that they can do it? Because to me, that doesn't sound like a burden at all. I mean, they don't have to. Go ahead.
Right. The Colorado Secure Saver program is set up for kind of through one account. So it's not something that the employee would set up. It's, kind of administered by the state.
But it's segregated. It's segregated per employee.
Correct.
And the money goes into like a state fund, or does the employer keep it?
No, it goes into that individual, participant's account. And the way it is set up, it has very limited investment options. So initially, it'll go into a money market account. And then after 30 days, if the employee has not decided to invest it anywhere else, it will be put into a target date fund. But really, there's only 2 other funds. So you have a money market a target date, international equity fund, and a bond fund. So it's very limited in the investment options.
Okay, but let's say an employee says, wait a minute. If I have to do it anyway, or if you have to do it for me, and I'm not going to opt out. If an employee does their own, does that get the employer out of doing one?
It does not. This has to be kind of handled at the employer level.
Really? So even if an employee has his own, it has to be established. There has to be another one established.
Right, because the money, it has to be shown as a payroll deduction going into that IRA.
Golly. Okay, so if an employer I can see this happening, and maybe it won't, but can an employer say, wink, wink, you better opt out of this if you want to work for me?
I don't think that they would. I mean, it's not really it doesn't make any difference because they're still getting paid the same amount. So it's really just taking it as a top line deduction from that employee's paycheck, since it's a Roth after,
So what you're saying is there's not a burden on the employer other than paperwork?
Yeah, other than paperwork and submitting that payroll contribution to those accounts.
All right, we got more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show.
Nice.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's.
Well, a bit of a delay now. I-25 southbound from 120th to I-70, about a 14-minute delay in total. I-25 northbound from C-470 to Colfax, maybe a 2-minute delay. I-70 eastbound from I-25 to Pena, just a little bit of heavy volume there. Watch for a crash on Parker Road, north of Long's Way. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, mainly cloudy skies today. Expect a high to get to about 55. Possible rain and snow overnight with a low of 30. Intermittent snow flurries early tomorrow, then clearing with a high of 32. It is 48 degrees in Denver right now with your Impact Traffic and weather. I'm Mike Carr, 630 KHOW.
Black Friday is back at Lowe's with up to 50% off select major appliances, plus an extra 10% off on select major appliances like Whirlpool. Valid 11/6 through 12/4. Selection varies by location. See Lowe's.com for details.
Now, let's talk about health insurance. It's open enrollment, which means it's a time for you to shop for your health insurance. And the way to do that is through, I believe, Integra insurance brokers. Again, we're talking about all kinds of experts for businesses and individuals. These are the experts you want for health insurance, and I'll tell you why. You're never going to buy it cheaper doing it alone. And they will sift through all of the choices and help find the best plan for you at the best prices. You'll actually pay less. It's health insurance made simple and smart. 303-466-5500. 466-5500. I can say the same for solar. You want experts. Red Rock's Roof and Solar are experts for you. They have a guaranteed activation date, which means if they're not done and if your system isn't generating as they promise in contract, they will pay for the energy it should be producing. The only one in the business to do that. They also do commercial systems as well, and they have access to grant writers to help you get a REAP grant if you qualify that can pay for the whole thing. Whatever it is, whether commercial or residential, they do everything from sales, installation, and service. 303-704-2449, 704-2449, redrocksrs.com.
How about you? Look at you go.
What does that mean?
Hey, you're getting it all handled somehow.
Oh, man. It's a day.
I mean, forgive us for occasionally not having faith, but man, then you really come through.
Any outbounds?
Not right now.
Okay.
I do have a few messages in, though.
Okay, thanks. Oh, I can't talk right now. Doesn't she know I'm on the air? Oh, let me go.
You're doing a great job.
I'm trying to get relevant stuff here.
Hey, Aaron, this is Kelly. I'm calling from the Tom Martino Troubleshooter Show, and I did get your number and just wanted to see if you wanted to come on. You can give us a call back at 303 Martino, which is 303 627 8466. Thanks so much. Well, that was one. At least they returned my call.
You're doing a great job.
Aren't I?
Is there any secret in a car to get the one to work?
This kind?
Yeah.
I don't know, because my car, I have to kind of
It's hit
fiddle with the phone to get it.
It's hit and miss. Yeah, that mine
Right
too.
spot.
You gotta just,
That was a hell of a story.
I thought it would be you just set it on it. I'm glad that way because that's how mine is too.
Yeah.
Kind of like if you get it just right, it works. You know?
I mean, sometimes if I have it flipped one way, it doesn't seem to work.
Yeah.
Flip it the other way, you know. But it's still basically the middle of the phone or
Yeah.
whatever is touching.
Hi, this is Felina.
I know this. I just thought.
Hi, Felina. This is Kelly from the Tom Martino
Because
Show.
I'm doing YouTube on my phone.
I'm great, and we wanted to get you some help with Thompson Auto. So, what is the year and make of your car?
Haircut today. And still need my phone. I don't want it to poop out.
Chrysler Pacifica. And was this a service issue?
We started visiting a Coast Guard station.
Uh-huh.
Secret Service Day. And if you want to lose
Okay.
all support for the Coast Guard and no one will lose again, I better get the hell out of here.
Yeah, he's up in
What?
Breckenridge.
Right.
Okay. All right. I think we can help you out. We've got lots of car guys that can help. So hang on with me, and Tom will be with you momentarily. Okay? Hang on.
Hang on.
All right. We got one.
58, Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Felina, let's talk about your 2019 Chrysler Pacifica. What's going on, Felina?
Well, I took my van in to Thompson Auto back in April, and they told me that it was the head gaskets, so they fixed the head gaskets, and that was over $5,000.
Oh, man.
So then we had the same problem happen in August. So I took it back to them because they told us that we had a 2-year warranty with them.
So how long had it been? I'm sorry, I lost track there.
So we took it in April. They fixed it.
Yeah.
We got it back in about May. So May to August.
Right. Okay. And what happened?
And so I was having the same problems. So I took it back into them, and they told me that it was the head gaskets again.
Well, did they warranty it?
Yes.
Okay.
So they were supposed to do the warranty work, but then they told me, well, your pistons and catalytic converter are bad as well. And they
hold on,
estimated
your
it to be
pistons, that's a whole engine, right?
Right. Well, so then they were like, that's about $6,000. And I said, well, we can't afford that.
Oh,
So
so
I was like,
here's
so
what
you
it
guys-
sounds like to me. It sounds like they didn't want to do the warranty work and they're looking for an excuse to get money. Hold on a second. We'll come right back to you and investigate this. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show.
Thank you.
country willingly gives up their territory?
Oh my God, what is that? Listen to Escape from Zakistan on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search.
Okay, so I can finally get coffee here. Okay.
Hello, Steve Powers here from Audi Denver. The season of Audi is here, which means it's the perfect time to get behind the wheel of
Yeah, I
your
thought it
dream
was
Audi
this
with
because
legendary Quattro all-wheel drive. Receive
this
a
one,
$5,500 customer
for
bonus
some,
when you
was
purchase
cheaper, and
or
I didn't
lease
buy
a
the
new 2024
kind that
Audi
was
Q5
magnetic.
plug-in hybrid.
So I had to put a washer behind mine. There's a washer in there. So it sticks to the magnet thing that I have in my car. So I thought maybe that was interfering with it, but I noticed it. No, if you put it just right, it charged.
Everything okay now?
I think so.
But is that circle on yours is for charging or
Yeah.
something? Oh.
Now, if you run out of time, I'll bring it down here for you.
No, I okay.
Charger at home by my bed. It's kind of
Let me see.
a clock and it's a phone charger and there's a light on it.
Yeah.
Some weird stuff. But, when I put the phone on that one's really sensitive.
Really?
Yeah, I have to be careful where it is. I'll think it looks like it's in the right spot, and then even if I don't touch it,
Yeah.
then it goes out.
Does it have a normal USB port though that you can?
It does have
cable,
a USB port.
like a car. I mean, the car
Yeah.
has that too. Yeah.
Yep. And that's what I use that instead of trying to mount it on the. It's not a cradle. It's just.
Yeah. $225 for a lift ticket, man.
I should ask because my youngest son's in town this week.
Yeah.
And he did go skiing yesterday, like half a day at Vail. But he had to pay, I think, because normally ski areas, a half a day is say from 1 o'clock to
Yeah.
closing. But
Yeah.
he was there in the morning. I forgot to ask him how much the ticket was. But Breck's
Good afternoon. Thanks for calling the Tom Martino Show.
Vail is probably a little bit higher than that.
Oh yeah, because Breckenridge was always a little bit less than.
Yeah.
Aspen, Vail. Yeah.
Vail.
I think if I remember right, because I mean I did a lot of skiing, even when my family came along. They've changed the name so many times, but it's the one that's closest to Granby. It used to be called Silver Creek.
Oh, I know.
It's between Winter Park and Granby. They were the only one that you could buy a half-day lift ticket, or you could buy a lift ticket in the morning and turn it in.
Yeah.
in
Have
the
you,
afternoon.
Like, tried
At
Goodwill
noon, they'd give you
or
a
one of those?
refund for a half day.
Interesting.
That was the only place that I knew that ever did it.
I'd never heard of that.
But I, back then, you never.
Okay, well, we can certainly talk to Tom about it. What's your name?
Unless you had some sort of
Chris.
Day, half day pass.
All right, Chris, hang on for me,
Those
and
gold-
Tom will be
gold
with you as soon as
coupons or
possible.
something, or
Yeah, you go to King Supers and buy
buy it ahead of time.
ones.
Yep.
Yeah, you just walk up to the window.
We never did that. I
It's
mean,
full price.
oh, I know what I was going to ask you, because that's when I came in. I guess from doing this Christmas lights, and it had the 2 hours I was gone. what was the big issue?
Kel, I know you're super
with
excited about the
everyone
women's soccer
whining
team
and
coming to
crying about
Denver.
The price of pizza at some event
Sure.
center or something. $300.
Didn't even know.
Yeah.
Who doesn't like chicks kicking balls?
Yeah, this guy, he got pizza.
Kick it.
Okay, what?
Huh?
What?
Probably.
Good to have you back.
That's what it seemed like. Pizza.
We were rudderless without you, Tom.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Mark called the guy. Or
Called the
the stadium or
yeah.
whatever.
They seem to be very proud of they were getting that price or something.
Because he typed in that comment, he said food and beverage sets that price. That's just outrageous. It might have been the stadium down in Vegas.
It would have to be a 20-inch pizza, and then it still ain't worth $300.
No, I mean I could.
I see 8 slices.
$100.
$40 a slice.
$40 a slice.
Yeah, for that pizza. I missed that during the show yesterday.
What is $40 a slice? There's no such thing.
I read on YouTube that Mark was getting into this conversations about $300 pizzas at event centers. That's $40 a slice.
Sorry, things are a little crazy here right now.
How old is this? It's not supposed to have chunks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Huh. Here we go.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. What's going on in your life? How can I help you? Now, this one I don't like. Felina went to Thompson Auto with a 2019 Chrysler Pacifica. And here she said that she needed a head gasket. Now, why did you take it in to begin with, Felina? Why did you take it in to begin with?
I took it in because I was having problems with the head gasket again.
Well, no. The very first time, how did you know you needed a head gasket, or was there something else? What was going on the very first time you took it there?
I took it in because I had took it to Urban Auto, and I was just trying to get a second opinion to see if the pricing was correct. So I took it into Thompson Auto.
So what? Okay, then why'd you take it to the first place, Urban Auto? Why'd you take it there?
Because I was having problems getting my car to start at first.
And why did they say you needed? Okay, a head gasket doesn't make it difficult though for your car to start. I don't think. I mean,
I was starting my vehicle, and then there was smoke coming out of it, and then they told me it was.
Was there white smoke coming out of it?
Yes.
Okay, I got it. Okay, so anyway, you went to Thompson, and they verified you needed a head gasket, and they charged you $5,000. And a few months later, you were having the same white smoke.
Yes.
Okay, so then they said we would fix it under warranty, but you still have some other stuff wrong. You need this and this and this. So basically, they were telling you the engine was blown.
Pretty much.
Well, why didn't they know that before you spent $5,000?
I have no idea. They didn't dig that deep the first
Well,
time.
see, that to me is disingenuous. Why would you let someone invest $5,000 in a car? How did they know the second time that you had a bad piston or bad pistons?
Well, I took it to AutoZone because I had a check engine light on, and so they did the little machine that they do, and AutoZone told me, hey, it's the same piston. It's piston number 5 again. And I was like, okay. So I took it back to Thompson with that paper from AutoZone, and they dug a little bit, and they were like, yeah, it is the head gasket again. But you also have...
No, I get it. That's because, okay, so when you said you don't want the other work done, what did they say?
They told me, well, we don't feel comfortable fixing the head gasket without doing the pistons and
Of course not. Of course not, because they don't want to do free work. I have a feeling, I don't even know if they did the job the first time.
Right.
I mean, they might have put some stuff in it to, you know what, get Kevin Calkin on again. Hold on. I have a really bad feeling about this. I mean, what if they never... How do we even know they did the head gasket to begin with? They could have put something in there to suppress the smoke and then said after it came back, well, now your engine's shot. I mean, so now they got $5,000 for nothing. I mean, even if they did the head gasket, wasn't it their responsibility to know if it was worth doing? I mean, I don't know. I don't like this at all. How many miles on your Chrysler Pacifica?
I think there's about 97,000.
Okay. Listen, I don't like this. Something doesn't feel right. Something, you guys listening in the studio and Deputy.
May I ask a question?
Yeah. This is Felina, Deputy D. Go ahead, D.
Felina, is there any chance you're confusing the terms piston and cylinder?
Well, it wouldn't matter, right?
Well,
it's bad. Go ahead.
But here's why that matters. Felina said that she had AutoZone read the trouble codes, and they said that there's a problem with the number 2 piston. However, there is no trouble code that would indicate a piston problem. It would indicate...
Could be getting it wrong. I think you're right. It probably was the cylinder.
Yeah, and that's what's really important is what's important is so the auto parts place is the one that found that code.
Yes.
They found a code for a bad cylinder.
Yes.
If they could find it, why couldn't the other people find it?
Wait, was it bad cylinder or was it a misfire on number 2?
It was a misfire on number 5.
Number 5. Okay.
Yes.
So, but it was Thompson that told you needed basically a new engine.
Mm-hmm.
But what did they base that recommendation on? In other words, what did they find wrong that requires a new engine?
I'm not sure. They just told me that the pistons were bad and the catalytic converter is bad and that they needed to fix the head gaskets again.
Pistons were bad. Would you like me to call them, Tom?
Yeah, I sure as hell do. I want to know, why didn't they know she had a bad engine to begin with? Or are they saying that in a month her engine went bad?
Felina, do you have any paperwork?
It's unlikely her engine went bad in a month.
Can you
no,
email?
All of my paperwork was put in my van, and they haven't given me any more paperwork since I took it in August.
So you don't have any diagnostic?
Your car's been there since August?
Jeez.
Since August, yes.
And what are they waiting for? They want you to pay. How much are they saying? How much are they saying this whole thing's going to cost you? Another $6,000?
Well, they told me just to put the engine back together, it's going to cost me $2,700.
Oh no! You mean to get your van back? No. That's sorry. That ain't gonna work. That's not gonna work. Nope. They had to give you an estimate up front if it was going to cost you more than a certain amount of money. I'd like $125 or something. These people, listen. Right. I don't have a good feeling. I wonder if they're open today. They're probably open. Deputy D, let's call these clowns. I don't like this at all.
Okay.
You know, there's something wrong, man. You have been totally put together. Why would they charge you? Why would anyone do that for $5,000? If your engine was bad, they would have known back then. How much time did you say elapsed? Was it about a month between repairs?
So it was.
Approximately.
Got it back in May. I got it back in May of this year when I took it in April. So then I took it back at the end of August. So that was about
June,
3
July,
months.
3 months. Okay. 3 months. Okay.
Why is it still there? What's been going on?
Because they said the engine's bad and it's taken apart.
Oh, it's still disassembled as part of their diagnostic procedure.
Yeah.
Okay.
So far that I know, yeah. Mm-hmm. And they want me to pay $2,700 just for them to put it back together.
Yeah.
Without fixing it.
Yeah, but that no.
Yeah.
Well,
but see, my husband called, I think like a week or two ago, and asked them like going on with the van, and they told us, well, we did the head gasket. Well, then
Hey, I want to bring up Kevin Calkin, Sheridan Auto Tech. Are you there? Kevin?
Yep.
So there was white smoke coming out of her car. This place changed her head gasket, $5,000.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, for a 2019 Chrysler Pacifica, is that right in line with what it would cost?
It's a little high.
Yeah, then, hold on. Yeah. So then they have a warranty on it, right? So a month later, the white smoke's coming out. 3 months later, the white smoke's coming out again. Here's what I want to ask you. I'm not accusing them. I'm asking. I have suspicions. Is there anything you can do to suppress white smoke that would suppress it for a few months without changing the head gasket?
Possibly some sort of a block sealer or stop leak, maybe. Not 100% though, no.
Oh, okay. So 3 months later, smoke's coming out again. They say, oh, yeah, your head gasket's bad again. But we're not going to do the warranty work because now you have bad pistons and a bad cat.
Wow.
So now they're saying her engine is shot. So what
How many miles are on it?
97.
Oh, wow. That's not a lot.
Here's what I want to know. If it has 97,000 miles and it was 3 months between the head gasket and the so-called bad engine, wouldn't they have, is it likely that engine went bad in 3 months?
What are they saying is wrong with the engine, though?
Bad cylinders or bad pistons, as they put it.
No, that doesn't sound right.
I mean, here's what I'm saying. If it was that bad, it would have been that bad when they did the head gasket.
Well, sometimes with head gaskets, you get contamination in the oil, and then you have deterioration of bearings and stuff like that, but not pistons. You know,
I don't even know if she's right. That
she may be confused.
Yeah. I don't know. Felina, did they actually tell you bad pistons?
Yeah, they did. They told me that my pistons are bad and my catalytic converter is bad.
Felina, after the first repair, do you recall any overheating events when you were driving this van?
No, not that I can recall.
Okay.
And you took it back in because you saw white smoke or because it was driving bad?
Well, because I was seeing white smoke and my check engine light came on. So I took it to AutoZone. They did their diagnostic machine, and it said that the cylinder number 5 was misfiring again.
Okay, again. So what would cause Kevin one cylinder to misfire?
Anything from a plug, a wire. Those are the 3.6 that's in a Chrysler is notorious for camshaft problems.
Okay, so when she takes it back then to Thompson says, yeah, the head gasket's bad, but so is your entire engine. See, that's what bothers me. She just spent $5,000.
Right.
That bothers me.
No, that's a lot for that. Yeah.
Kevin,
now, you can buy a used motor with 50,000 miles on it for about $2,500.
Kevin, can coolant intrusion into number 5 cause a misfire code?
Absolutely. It could also cause catalytic converter issues because it contaminates the catalytic converter.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all entirely possible, but it doesn't seem like it was fixed right the first time, in my opinion.
Yeah, but what do we do about it now? So just see what they say, Dimitri. I mean,
I'll be happy to. Felina, I just need you to give Kelly your phone number and your last name. She'll send that to me, and I'll call you in a few minutes.
Kachina, let's get that over.
Authorized the tear down, though. Did she authorize them to tear the motor down?
What did you sign when you dropped off the car this last time?
The second time.
I didn't sign anything.
Did you say that your husband called them and they told him that they already fixed the head gasket?
Yep. So that was the first time. And then he called them a second time. And
when you say first time, you mean
wait.
repair?
Wait. When you said they fixed the head gasket, was this when you had taken it back? They fixed it.
So the first time that I took it, yes, they fixed it, as far as I know. The second time that I've taken it into them, they keep telling me that they can't do it because they
because
feel
because the engine's bad.
right.
Okay, I got it. So that's what we meant. So right now the car does not have another head gasket, and they done nothing to it except tore it down.
As far as I know, but like I said, this second time, my husband has called them twice now. And the first time that he called them, this was about a week ago when he called them. The first guy told us, yeah, we fixed the head gasket. Then the second time that he called them, they said, no, we didn't fix the head gasket.
Because the engine's bad. We're going to get to the bottom of it. Just hang on, Felina. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. By the way, Sheridan Auto Tech, if you need someone good, he's the guy. 303-455-7242 on Colfax, west of Wadsworth, SheridanAutotech.com.
Yep.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. Call 800-522-5700. 800-522-5700.
Vestera Turnkey is a strategy for getting involved in rental real estate as an owner. It's not a pooled investment. Now, you get together as an owner, and Vestera helps you identify properties in hot markets, not in Colorado, by the way, around the country, and also helps you with management and helps you with every aspect of it, and then helps you sell it. They've been doubling money in as little as 2 years. 30 to 80% returns. If you want to be part of it, there's a minimum requirement of investment, and all of the details you can find out December 7th in a webinar. Go and sign up for the webinar, mybigestreturn.com. Now, if you want to get part of Vestera, that's a wonderful thing. But I also want to tell you this, that my company, Wave 8 Wealth Management, which is doing financial advisement for many, many people, I thank you for your trust. We are also getting involved in Vestera, and what we're doing is putting together smaller groups, which we will own properties together that are bought and paid for, no loans, and it will take a much smaller investment. If you want to get involved, contact us. Wave8capital.com. That's the number 8, wave8capital.com. And of course, we can help you with all your financial advisement. But we are putting together groups to take properties with Vestera. So it's for people that want to do Vestera, but they want to do a smaller investment with them. And you get proportional profits as a result. But here's one thing I want to make very clear. If you can go direct to Vestera, do it, okay? Because it takes a larger investment. You own the property, blah, 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 right? But if you want to get involved in another way, contact us. 303-771-HELP, 771-4357. And that is my financial advisement company. That's a disclaimer. I need to tell you that. And I'm proud of it, by the way. 303-771-HELP. I'm also proud of Fix It 24/7 that I've been associated with the owner for almost 30 years. I'm telling you that Fix It 24/7 is a great company. Fix It 24/7 does this incredible extreme clean for new customers for $39. Why new customers? They want to show the extreme difference between them and everyone else. But by the way, let me just explain this. It's not just a new customer. It's someone who's not had the extreme clean done. That's all. If you haven't had it done, you need to see this. 2 hours or more, they refurbish your entire system for $39. FixMyHome.com, book now. FixMyHome.com, book now.
Very nice.
Hey, is Chopper there?
Yes, I am.
I want to talk to you off the air. Hold on. I'm going to call you.
Okay.
I got to find out your fucking number here. But don't say it over the air. Let me find you.
Anything you want to tell Chopper, you can tell the world on YouTube.
I'm going to turn it off right now. I'm going to call him.
Go ahead, Tom. I know, I saw that. That's correct. Every time it comes up, it says they've been deleted, but they haven't come back up lately. Okay. Grim awareness and news junkie. Okay, bye. Did it go out over the that I was talking?
No. Oh. No. Well, it might have gone up over YouTube. But they couldn't really, without knowing the other.
Did you get new napkins?
They just heard
I will when I go
Yeah,
back.
I got them. Did you see that?
You would have heard it too.
That was just my way of being a dick.
Yeah.
Well, I'll get more, but I just haven't been to the bathroom yet. I know. You need to go rest. No.
Okay, do you know if... Oh, never mind.
Come on.
Nothing. Screw you all. All right.
We know people complain that you cut folks off all the time. It's funny when you do it to yourself. I'm starting to ask a question, and then you just stop.
Funny.
Uh-huh.
Funny!
It is.
Uh-huh.
So funny, I forgot to laugh. You remember that one?
Uh-huh. Lisa.
I want to know the best kids' comebacks.
I know you are, but what am I?
Oh, that
Classic.
That is a good one right there. That is good. People are just going nuts over Trump, and he hasn't even started yet.
Love it. All right, here we go.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Chris, what is your question, Chris? Welcome to the show. I'm Tom Martino. What's your question, sir? I mean, ma'am. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Chris.
Okay. I have some toys from my now 12-year-old grandson from when he was, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever.
Yeah.
That are not in brand new shape, and I'm just thinking that. I'm sorry, I'm out of breath. I'm doing.
Oh,
yard work.
there are plenty of people that would love to have donated toys. What kind of toys?
Well, like one of those little rider things. There's rider things.
Are they junk or are they just lightly used?
I would call them lightly used, but here's the deal. I mean, like he broke the handle off of one of these plastic things. I'm just thinking, with the people that have the right know-how, I could wrap duct tape around it, right? Something like that. I could make it work. Most little kids don't look at any toy aesthetically. They just want to play with it. So I'm just wondering if there is some place that I could take these to that somebody would be interested in fixing them and giving them to children for Christmas.
Well, Goodwill, Salvation Army, there's all kinds of places that they won't take junk, but they'll take lightly used stuff.
They will? Are you sure?
Absolutely, I'm
Okay.
sure. Yeah, absolutely, I'm sure. I mean, and if anybody listening, I mean, now they're not going to do heavy repairs or anything. If something is broken, it's broken, but
Right.
they'll do it.
All right. Well, I can do that. I can, well, at least give it a try.
It's very kind of you. Also,
I have one other question, Tom.
sure.
Unrelated. I want to give the gift of a will/trust to my mid to late 30 daughter and her husband for Christmas.
Okay.
And I'm wondering if you might recommend somebody that I could go to, and
Well, of course.
how would I write that up?
Of course. There's two places I'm going to recommend, okay?
Okay.
Keel and Park, you can call them and ask them, and they'll give you a price. You know, they're very open about that. So Keel and Park, they're really good people.
Spell Keelan for me.
It's Keel and Park, like the keel on a
Keel
boat.
and Park.
K-E-E-L with an E on the end. K-E-E-L-E. It doesn't matter. It's Keel and Park, like P-A-R-K with an E on the end. Now, here's what's really important. They're really good people. Okay, so, and let me give you that number. And just call them, and then you're going to also call someone else. I'll give you that. Keel and Park, there's 970-818-8198.
Now, is this a financial firm, or what are they?
They do
I guess I
estate.
could look that up.
They do estate planning only. They're lawyers, so they can write that up for you.
Okay.
They can write that up for you. So can McKenzie. Dan McKenzie is McKenzie Law. Now they
heard
can
you
do it
talk
too.
about 'em,
And you
yeah.
can ask them right on the phone, what do you think it'll cost? I need to do this, I need to do that. They're both very, very good. They're not very expensive.
Okay.
And they're straightforward and don't mind talking about prices. Dan McKenzie is 833 CO Plans. That's the number. You just look it up on your phone. It's
Okay.
833 CO. Either one of those can do that for you.
All right, perfect.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so very much.
No problem. By the way, just a little bit about Dan McKenzie on the CO Plans. I know the number says CO Plans, but he is local. A lot of people think, well, wait a minute, that's a 1-800 number. 833 CO Plans, but he is local and he has a boutique firm, meaning it's small, but he gives you very personalized attention, very professional care, and he can do it too. And he's in the Denver area. Now, Keel and Park are up in north, but they can still do things by Zoom, email, and meet if it's big enough and they need to meet with you. But yeah, either one of those are pretty good people. So that's where you go for that. We have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. We'll talk more about retirement. I have a few texts on that. By the way, I got to remind you, you can text me throughout the show whenever we're on the air at 57739. Now put Tom in there, and it'll get to me. We all use that short code, but if you put the number in there, it gets to us, 57739. Or you can really text my personal Google phone, my Google Voice number, which comes to my cell phone. It's 747-999-5280, okay? Feel free. Now, we were talking about insurance, by the way, and somebody wanted to know about the insurance comparison I talked about. That's Compass, 303-996-9000. Now, let me explain something. Like we were talking about health insurance comparisons, and we were talking about the 401k reviews and all of this, retirement plan reviews. When it comes to this insurance thing like Compass, okay, they don't guarantee the lowest price at all. What they guarantee is to give you an honest-to-God assessment of what you have, if it's adequate, if you're paying too much, or if they can beat it. That's what they do. TheInsuranceHelpCenter.com, 303-996-9000.
Thank you. Sorry that one caught me off guard.
You can do it before
This
Thanksgiving.
is
That would be
Denver's
fun.
talk station with
Anytime
Michael
before
Brown in the
Thanksgiving.
morning and Dan Kaplis in the afternoon.
Huh.
KHOW.
Wise ass.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is
One more time with that, and you know what I'll be stuffing.
Bound right now from University to Cole. Maybe about a 2-minute delay, 7-minute commute overall. I-25 southbound from 120th to I-70. A 2-minute delay there. Watch for crash. Airport Boulevard and Center Tech Parkway. Buckley, south of Orchard Road. Watch for a vehicle fire. Fox 31 pinpoint weather. Mainly cloudy skies today. Should get to about 55 degrees. Possible rain and snow overnight with a low of 30. And there's going to be some scattered snow flurries early tomorrow, then clearing with a high of 32. It is 50 degrees in Denver right now with your Impact Traffic and Weather. I'm Mike Carr, 630 KHOW.
Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Yep. Let's talk about Gravina's windows. Now, Gravina's window siding and doors, 950 West Evans, has been around a very long time. They're the original Gravinas, an offshoot of the dad who started in 72 or way back then. And Larry Gravina worked with his dad and then started his own company in 88. And now his son Nick is with him. And they are good people, 950 West Evans. They have 50 lines of windows, not one, not two, 50 lines of windows, multiple lines of siding. GravinaWindows.com, window siding and doors. Gravina's 950 West Evans. It's a company that's been on my referral list more than 20 years. 303-472-8462.
Thank you. You all right?
Just getting to that time of day where I need a nap.
Well, Ryan's coming up.
like I said, getting to that time of day when I need a nap.
Harsh.
Is it?
Especially since he's wearing his Spartan crap head to toe.
No.
No, they just stuck it to the buffs. But come on, man.
They did.
Yeah, I looked it up. It sounded like just what this woman needed, but it took too long to get to it.
Oh.
Sounded exactly like what she would want. They even pick them up.
Really?
Within 10 miles, they said.
Oh.
They're actually at Mississippi and Waco.
Okay.
Which is where the big church is on by me, Arapahoe and Waco.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Between Buckley.
Radio station.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Welcome to the show. We've been talking about a variety of things today, and man, has it been fun. So we were talking, we have an expert on about 401ks. Now, I shouldn't say retirement plans. It's pretty boring when you talk about retirement plans in general and getting ready for retirement, all that stuff. But what I'm trying to get across to companies is that you have a responsibility legally and ethically to review your plans. Now, no one makes you review your health insurance. No one makes you review your casualty insurance, your liability insurance, nothing like that. No one. You must review certain things. One of them is you must review the administration of your retirement plans. So I have a text here, though, and I think it's pretty self-evident and obvious, but I am a retirement who does administrate retirement plans. Obviously, they would love, to show people how they do it, but just like Compass Insurance wants to show you how they insure people, yet Compass doesn't get all the business they review. No one gets all the business they review if they do it honestly and openly. But with IMA Retirement, I'm talking to John Alvarez, and I'm always looking for ways to help businesses and individuals, especially small to medium and some of the larger businesses as well. Without giving names, John, you have some of my sponsors, my largest sponsors use you, and they love you. But what I want to ask, someone wants to know, let me find that text, the way it was worded. When it comes to the review, what kind of retirement plans do you review? I'm not aware, by the way, John, of individual. I mean, I'm aware of plans, right? But what different plans do you review?
Yeah, so we deal with corporate retirement plans. So it'll be 401ks.
Yeah.
403bs if it's the case of a nonprofit.
Now explain a 403b. Explain a 403b.
Yeah, so it's basically the same thing as a 401k, but it's designed for not-for-profit organizations. So think of, a charitable organization. They have the ability to set up a plan that is very similar to a 401k with a few differences. There are some subtle differences.
Okay. Now, what other plans? I interrupted. 401k, 403b. What else?
Well, yeah, 457 plans, which are generally, governmental agencies or organizations. So say like a water district or a fire cooperative, we can set up the 457 plan for that organization.
But wait a minute. Don't they have, if they're government themselves, they still have to review their own plans?
Certainly.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. And what about the new plans required by Colorado, right? Those new, what do they call those? Do they call them retirement plans? What do they call them?
Well, the Colorado Secure Savings Plan
That's
is
what
really
it is.
just a way to get payroll contributions over to Roth IRA accounts that are set up for employees.
Okay. It's not a money grab by the state, is it? Somebody suggested that it's money that they want to use. Is that true?
No, the state will get none of that. So there is an administrative fee for the program that is part of the overall cost that is added on to the investment expense, but it's a very small amount. I think it's 0.2%.
Okay.
To kind of oversee and administer the program.
All right. And so what about large companies that have pension plans? Are pension plans qualified plans? They are, right? But they don't mention a 401k. This text says they have a pension plan because they have a company. Okay, I'm going to try to summarize this. It's a very long text. It says that they have a pension plan that was set up mainly to help some of the highly paid, this is what it says, highly compensated employees. So what are those kinds of plans?
Yeah, so a pension plan is becoming more and more rare, but that is something that, our fathers and grandfathers were accustomed to, where the company makes contributions on behalf of the employee, and then at retirement, they are given a guaranteed income stream for life. So the employer takes on the responsibility for funding and making the plan solvent at retirement for all their liabilities.
Do they have to be set up and review? I mean, not set up. Do they have to be reviewed as well by ERISA? Does ERISA require those to be reviewed?
Yeah, so these are going to be governed by the Pension Benefit Guaranty Corporation. So it's a little bit different, but since it is, kind of an actuarial environment, it is a little bit different than the 401k, because with the 401k plans, you're dealing with employee contributions as well as the employer contributions, and it's a defined contribution instead of a defined benefit plan.
But a defined benefit, then a pension, the people don't contribute.
Correct.
Okay. Now, I have more. Hold on. I have more. I had one wanted to know about, do you set up plans for people that have one or two employees, but they want to do it on purpose to sock a lot of money away? Do you do those boutique kind of small plans?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have the ability to set it up as even as a individual 401k, if it's a, say it's sole proprietor,
right?
Husband and wife or something. We can we can work with that.
And obviously, common sense says if you're setting up for one or two people, husband and wife, the reviews are not going to be as important as if you have 50 employees under you, right? I mean, obviously, it's not like ERISA is going to slap your wrist for not reviewing your own plan. It's just
the only person that's going to sue you is you, because if they're the only two participants in the plan, there's nobody really that will sue the plan sponsor.
Well, let me ask you something. Have there been cases where members actually can sue their employer because of a badly administered retirement plan?
Absolutely. That litigation has been more and more common, where it is whether it's saying that there was not oversight of the investment fees, oversight of the investment selection, oversight of the fees charged by the administrators. There's a number of areas where there are potential. Yeah, absolutely.
I should have known that. There's lawsuits for everything. Okay, so have there ever been cases where administrators abscond with money?
Yeah, there actually was a case here in the Dallas area a while back of a third-party record keeper that was, fraudulently allocating money and took off with some money. There was an FBI raid, and a lot of people went to jail.
Really? Holy crap! So the money is kept though in a custodial account, right? Like with an independent, like a Schwab or something. Or like if I set up a plan for 40 or 50 employees or 10 employees, it's put into a custodial account, right?
That's right.
And then the administrator administrates it for the sponsor, which is the employer. But But there are obviously, because I guess embezzlement can happen anywhere at any time. I mean, if you have someone in your organization and you're an administrator and you're not watching the store, I mean, somebody, I guess, could take funds in and out claiming they were distributions or something, right?
And that's exactly what happened. The record keeping administrator was submitting money movement requests to the custodian, saying that it was for distribution requests, but they were still reporting back to the employer that the money was still in the plan. So it was a very, very difficult situation for that plan sponsor.
Now, would ultimately the plan sponsor, the employer, be responsible for that if their administrator went crazy?
Yes, they would be. They have the ultimate fiduciary responsibility in that case.
Wow. See, that's the reason you need to know who's administering your plan. We got more coming right up. I'm Tom Martino.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's.
Over on the east end of town near DIA I-70 eastbound, we've got reports of an accident after Peoria Street. No word of lane blockage. We are seeing some slow traffic back from Central Park Boulevard. South of there, Parker Road southbound, a crash at East Orchard Road. Slow traffic back from Bellevue. Into the downtown area, I-25 north and southbound. No major complaints out there. It's calm driving for those pre-holiday commutes out there. Fox 31, pinpoint weather. Partly cloudy skies today. The last warm day for a while with a high of 52. Overnight low of 31. We are expecting some snow tomorrow with a high of 38. Thursday, Turkey Day, high 39. The current temperature in Denver is 52 degrees with your Impact Traffic and Weather. Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
It's Black Friday build-up at Lowe's. Get up to 50% off select major appliances, plus take an additional 10% off when you buy other select major appliances. Valid 11/6 through 12/4, cannot be combined with additional discounts. See Lowe's.com for details and qualifying items while supplies last.
TheArtOfGranite.com. The Art of Granite, that should say the art of countertops in general. They do all kinds. Granite, quartz, quartzite, marble, whatever it is they can do, man-made or natural stone. They're direct stone importers. They do wholesale on all materials for the counters, and tear out and haul away is always free, and they love giving prices on the phone. Do it. Call them. Really. Tell them what you want. Describe it. They'll give you a price. 303-386-5919. They do it because they know they have great deals. 303-386-5919. TheArtOfGranite.com. American Restoration is the place to call for a property catastrophe. And this is the time of year most of them happen, by the way. You have fires, floods, overwrought electrical systems, and you can have smoke damage. You can have even chemical contamination. You can have all kinds of stuff that happens this time of year, and frozen pipes, meth in a rental. You can have a meth lab. There's all kinds of stuff that you need help with. American Restoration does the restoring. They come in and they clean up the property, get rid of dangerous substances, and restore your property. Now, here's the deal. Insurance pays for this most of the time, but they only pay the first time. So that's why you need the right company up front, because if you get the wrong company and they don't do it right, you're stuck. American Restoration is the right company with EPA certifications, knowledge, and know-how. 8337 AM REST. That stands for American Restoration. 8337 AM REST.
Well done.
All right.
Have you seen this deal where people are putting pictures of a very angry RFK Jr. on their refrigerator to keep them from snacking in the middle of the night?
Are you serious? I didn't hear about that.
It's adorable.
That's funny.
Somebody comes down the stairs, middle of the night, turns on the light. You're right. And they go back to bed. You're right, Bobby. You're right. I'm weak. I admit it, I'm weak. I miss Mark not being here screaming.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Shut up,
He has a calming effect. What do you want?
you bastard.
I'm not saying that I don't
Yes, you are.
appreciate having... No,
You're saying
I'm
you
just-
don't love me, and I know it, but it's okay.
Well,
Do you want me to scream at you?
no.
Okay.
That's kind of one of my things, and I don't want that to interfere. All right, more of you, Tom.
630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Hey, what does this mean? By the way, any calls, problems, questions, complaints like, okay, Bob's got a question. And then we're going to go back to this because we have a text, by the way, for retirement. Some guy wants to know about the requirement for investment options. He was told that they must have a variety of options and they can't limit you, but I don't know that. Hold on. Bob, what is your question, sir? What's going on?
Hey, Tom.
Yes.
I remember a year or so ago you were talking about having back surgery.
Yeah, I had it in August of 2023, right.
And it was kind of a new technology.
Yes. It had been done about 350 times and throughout Europe and some in the United States, over 100. And then it became FDA approved. I was one of the first, if not the first FDA actual approvals after it was approved. Yes.
And so a year later, was it worth it?
Oh my God. It was life-changing. I mean, absolutely life-changing. I was trying to get into shape and I was doing really well, but I had incredible pain and misery. It was life-changing. And the great part about it is it can never come back because of this surgery. And I can explain more to you in a real quick synopsis right after the news. But bottom line is this. It's not for everyone. I'll explain why coming up. I'm Tom Martino, plus more on retirement and all of your calls. Get your calls in right now. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Oh, man.
What? Last hour?
Good afternoon. Thanks for calling the Tom Martino Show. Um, we only do on-air calls, and I don't stack the show, so I can't guarantee that Tom will be able to talk about anything. Yes, there is. You can text it to 747-999-5280.
That goes right to his phone.
No problem. You too. Bye-bye.
I wonder how many people he's blocked.
Well, don't know. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling the Tom Martino Show. Yes, it is. Okay, he hasn't talked to the gentleman yet. No, he's going to talk to the caller after we get back from the top of the hour. You know, the easiest thing to do would probably be to text Tom. Yeah, it's 747-999-5280. It is, yeah. But he's got a couple different ones. Yes, it goes straight to his phone. Okay, no problem. You too? Okay, bye.
Does A and B mean?
I'm not sure. You an ambassador? Maybe that's
Yeah.
I wish Trump would appoint
First time I looked at it.
Michael Rappaport.
Makes sense that when you read it as a
Israeli ambassador.
complete, UN ambassador.
Because I didn't
That
know what
actor?
it meant either.
Yeah. He kind of went off the hinge a little bit.
But he's on our side now.
Who is?
I don't know if he's officially on our side.
Actor named Michael Rappaport, who was a raging anti-Trump guy for a long time until October 7th of last year.
What happened October 7th?
Hezbollah killing all the Israelis.
Oh.
That'll do it.
And he flipped out. He has since visited a lot of the areas where the
Israel,
attack
he's
took place.
been through, I think, 2 or 3 times.
Yeah. And he is on board.
That truly was their Pearl Harbor. They should have been up.
Netanyahu urges cabinet to okay the Hezbollah ceasefire. Breaking news. Fellas, we got to wrap this up before he gets into office.
We don't want to deal with him.
Oh.
Have you seen the Gaza Lego kit?
No.
It's just Legos. Gray Legos.
I can't believe how much extra work I'm doing so you guys can be gone the rest of the week. But to have you all not here, it's worth it. I mean, to have you all enjoy vacation, it's worth it.
Speak for yourself. I got to cook.
By the way, I hesitate to bring this up, Kachina, but do I have any echoes or robotic sounds or low callers or anything?
It's actually been pretty good today.
It's been really good today.
Did you finally figure it out, Tom?
You know what it was? In those I/O settings, wait till I tell you. I was bringing...
The difference between high and low?
Yes, that was one, but there was another one. And the other one was I was feeding you back to you.
Oh, for the love of Pete.
There's a little tiny thing for you to hear me. Never mind. It's a long story, but you'll see it.
Like I say, I just got one this week.
Well, it sounds
and
good
I've only
now.
used it once, so I'll learn more about it coming up. All right, let's make magic. Here you go.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Yep, I'm here. Tom Martino. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Man, it's going to be cold and snowy later this week. Stay tuned for that one. And by the way, this hour brought to you by 888heating.com. I just want to tell you about 888heating.com. I love Garrett and the gang. And what Garrett does is, Garrett's the owner. And along with others now. And this company really took an interest in high efficiency and also hybrid systems that do both electric and gas and heat pumps. And they're just great people. And what I want to tell you about is how they really are proud of their pricing and values. And they really mean this. No one can do anything less expensive than them with the same stuff. They said they have absolutely the best deals when it comes to their heating and cooling systems, the high efficiencies. And not only that, but it'll save you 30 to 50% a month after that. 888heating.com is the website. I think that number works too, but it's 888-HEATING. But here's the other number, 303-770-2776. So Bob asked about my back surgery, and I don't want people rolling their eyes if they heard this before, but honest to God, of everything I've ever done, it probably changed me more than anything. I mean, other than finding Jesus. I mean, really, back surgery, really... I was in constant fear of my back going out and then pain and achiness and legs. And that was like in my late 40s it started. I had arthritis. Let me explain this in a nutshell. All back pain comes from nerve impingement, period. All back pain, right? You got all kinds of nerves going through your spine. All back pain. It can be impinged by arthritis, which grows on the bones, and or the bones being crooked or broken or cracked or discs. But it all comes from that, okay? It all comes from that. The nerves, and some people have such screwed up backs, but no nerve impingement. They never have pain. Now, the nerve pain is the worst in the world, and it can hurt you all over the world, all over, everywhere, right? And so that's it, right? If you're lucky enough right now to have impingement where you can use this TOPS device, then you're golden. Now, there's another way to stop it from impinging, and that is what's called a fusion. So the spine moves and impinges nerves and cracks nerves and hurts nerves. And so some people, there's all kinds of ways they address it. Some people have decompression surgery where they go in and just take the bone spurs off that are hitting the nerve. And that helps and then grows back, or you get older and it gets worse. But it does help, decompression surgery. It's minor. I don't mean minor. Nothing's minor, but you know what I mean. It's the least of the surgeries for backs. And it's decompression surgery, okay? Or they can shave a part of a disc that's on a nerve. That's all decompression surgery. The other part is where they ablaze the nerves. They burn the nerves. So even though they're impinged, you don't feel it because they burned them, right? Then they grow back eventually. The other way is to cage or fuse your back. So where it's impinging, they pull it apart and put a cage literally around your spine. So you're stiff in that area. I mean, you don't move. It doesn't twist. It's just what it says, fused. And that stops the pain. But the problem with fusion is you get pressure above and below the fusion. It's called adjacent disc disease, which eventually causes that pain. And then it fails about 85% of the time. So I found this back surgery, and it's called TOPS, T-O-P-S, by Premia Spine. And it's an artificial facet joint and disc, really. And it lays in your spine instead of your original one. But right now, it's only approved right now for one level to get, I mean, it can't go, it's just one level, meaning, so I had L4, L5 impingement. So they took literally those facets out. They took them out and implanted this TOPS device. So now I have an artificial part of my spine and zero pain. The good news is arthritis can never grow back. The good news is I can move just like I had my real spine. So there's no adjacent disc disease. That's all the good news. I also heard they're using it above and below fusions now. If you have multiple levels, they put the fusion in, and then to keep the adjacent disc disease from occurring above and below, they're putting TOPS above and below a fusion. That's real, because TOPS right now is only approved for one level at a time, so not together. So you can have one level above the fusion and one level below the fusion. So now you have the fusion, but it's relieving the pressure of the fusion on the adjacent discs. I hope that makes sense. Anyway, I had it done, one level, L4, L5, back in August. I was walking around right after surgery in the early evening, and people who had fusion were in wheelchairs, hardly getting out of bed. And then I was out of the hospital the next day and literally working out. Now, I shouldn't have worked out. I'm not recommending you do it, but I was feeling so good. I was working out, not directly on that, and I was walking the neighborhood, and I have never had pain since then, period. Never, done. So do you have any follow-up questions, Bob?
The only thing I have is I know not every doctor does that.
That's right.
Do you have who did you use?
I used like I said, and he did this for me. He literally got trained for me in the beginning. I was his first patient with this, and he's wonderful. But now he'll even tell you, I think he's not the only one in his practice that does it, and there are other doctors in the metro area that do it. Now, please do not accept any substitutions for this. There are now kind of devices that kind of mimic this or try to, and they're just not the same, because I talked to guys that had it done and they're sorry they had it done because the pain came back. Now, the doctor I had was at Neurosurgery 1, Dr. Joshua Beckman, Beckman. I'm not saying he's the only one, but he was the guy that did it for me, and he's a really good guy. And it's
Okay.
at St. A's. That's where he is. They have offices all over Neurosurgery One, and there's probably other doctors that do it. Now remember, even though my Medicare paid for it 100% along with my supplement, 100%, he told me when I went for a 1 year later, I went to him, and he told me that some insurance companies are still turning it down, calling it experimental, which really bothers me because it's FDA approved. But beware of that, okay? But you can start there.
Okay.
You can start there at Neurosurgery One, Dr. Joshua Beckman. Get an appointment, and it's busy. He's done so many of them, and it's a wonderful device. Bob, please give me a follow-up and let me know how you're doing, okay? You can text me at that number, too. You can text me at my Google number, 747-999-5280. It comes right to my phone. Martin, what is your question? Hi, Martin. What's going on?
Good afternoon, Tom. Thanks for taking me. Tom, I just sold a home, and I want to know how much of the proceeds can I invest in another home?
Okay, so
What
you...
I'm trying to do...
Go ahead.
No, trying to miss the tax implications. I don't...
Okay, got it.
Is
Got
there
it.
a way to do that?
Did you say you sold a home?
Yes.
Okay. How old are you?
67.
Okay. That doesn't matter so much, but I had some other ideas for you. Okay. If you sold a home right now, and it might stay this way for a while since Republicans got in, up to $500,000 per married couple is excluded from capital gains taxes. Okay? If you're single, a single taxpayer, it's $250,000. How much did you make in profit?
600.
How much?
600.
Okay.
I'm sorry, 600,000.
No. Did you make that all in profit, or was it 600 total?
Profit.
Wow. Holy crap, man. How did you make 600? Tell me, when did you buy your house?
2000.
No, okay. So you bought your house in 2000 and made 600,000 on it?
Yep.
Wow. So, and when you talk about profit, you take what you paid for it, plus the commissions to sell it, plus the improvements you put into it, the permanent improvements. Are you adding all of that in?
No.
Okay, to get your true basis, okay, Martin, you take the price you paid for it, and then any commissions that you paid to sell it, and during the life of that house since 2000, did you do any permanent improvements?
Not many.
Okay, but if you did, go ahead.
Yeah. No, just roofs and, the regular maintenance.
Yeah, well, whatever you did that you actually paid for, your insurance, it wouldn't count if it was your insurance. But whatever you paid, that's your basis. So let's say you truly made a pure 600,000. Are you married?
Okay. Yes.
Okay, good. And you filed jointly?
Yes.
Okay. So the worst case scenario is that you have $100,000 unprotected. Okay?
Okay.
And the capital gains tax would be 15% federal, and I believe you have some state on that for a total of 20. So
on the 100,000.
Yeah, 20%. So you would pay 20,000, so you'd come out with 580,000. After that, you don't have to put a penny into another house. You can go to Vegas. Okay? So it used to be, Martin, that you had to reinvest it in another house that was slightly more expensive to absorb the gain. That's no longer in residential real estate if it's your primary home. Was it your primary home?
Understood. Primary, yeah.
Yep. And you have to have lived in it for, I think, 2 of the last 5. And then it becomes your primary residence. In fact, let me tell you, Martin, let me tell you what some builders do, or fix and flippers. They buy houses and build them, or they either build a house or fix up a house, and they keep it for 2 or 3 years and then sell it and don't pay any taxes whatsoever, and they keep doing it over and over.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. So anyway, good luck to you, Martin. Thank you very much for calling. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Remember, Water Pros has the best systems at the lowest prices ever right now till the end of the year. $31.95 for a whole house softener along with the reverse osmosis for drinking. You'll never find this price anywhere else, and that's waterpros.net, 303-862-5554.
Go with your gut. Your dog's immune system is based in the gut. A diet lacking in nutrients can cause itching, scratching, and a weak immune system. However, there is a solution. DINOVITE, Dinovite.
It took a grand total of 2 weeks. The dog stopped itching, the hair stopped falling out.
Try Dinovite for free. Just pay shipping and handling. Learn more at dinovite.com/radio.
Happier, healthier with every bite. Over 1 million pets helped with Dinovite.
All right, you've told me that you're interested in Vestera Turnkey, and they're having a webinar. If you want to learn how to become a landlord without the conventional risks or hassles, that's December 7th. Barry Miller, the founder of Vestera Turnkey, will teach you how they work or show you how they work, and they have doubled people's money in as little as 2 years. They've had fantastic returns. They simply show you where to buy and when to buy and how to buy and when to sell. And they have a management company that handles the rentals during the lifespan of your ownership, and you will love the system. It's Vestera Turnkey. Here's where you sign up for the webinar December 7th. MyBiggestReturn.com, MyBiggestReturn.com. Now, as I said before, if you go to that webinar and you want to get involved in it, but you don't want to make the minimum investment they require, then you can get involved with us because we're doing it as well at Wave 8 Wealth Management. So if you want to get involved, we're putting together groups to take smaller chunks. But it's better to do it directly if you can. Okay, I just want to make that clear. If you want to contact us about that, 303-771-HELP, 771-4357. Meanwhile, sign up for that webinar at mybiggestreturn.com. John Fuller is an attorney you can talk to before you hire him. He's the only personal injury attorney available to call right now, anytime, and talk to him. You got in an accident, you need legal advice, you want to know what the case is worth, you need some advice, no obligation ever, John Fuller. Call him. And then if you do hire him, it's on a percentage fee basis, 303-597-4500, 597-4500. The website is callfuller.com, www.callfuller.com. 888heating.com for your deep clean of your furnace and AC system, just $45. 888heating.com with a no breakdown guarantee. They also will do high efficiency replacements if you have an older system, and they guarantee the best value for the same system. 888heating.com, 303-770-2776.
Thank you.
It's been a long day, baby. I can hear Mimosa Breath over there sighing.
Who's that? Kelly?
Mimosa Breath, yeah.
Good afternoon. Thanks for calling the Tom Martino Show.
She's got issues.
What's MSM?
Hello.
Yeah. May be evicted from the White House. MSM.
Mainstream news. MSN.
Oh. Really? How did you know that? MSM. Mainstream media.
Mainstream media, yeah. What do you mean, how did I know that? Oh, what did Marty and Gina not know the other day? What QWERTY, QWERTY. They didn't know what it meant.
QWERTY? What the hell's QWERTY? I'm just kidding.
And Marty says to me, "How did you know that?" Because I piped up and he, well, I kind of learned it in typing class in 9th grade.
I know.
Pretty sure Carter was in office when I learned that. Golly.
I've never heard of it.
They refer to it all the time.
Really?
Yeah. Legacy News. I didn't know, is that a corporation like iHeart or?
I have no idea. I guess you could Google it.
It's like the woke DEI news agency.
Right.
Boy, DEI was a failed experiment.
Yep.
Hell of a thing.
Jesus Christ.
How that is just evaporating in the sunlight of Trump.
It's about as good as the Bud Light commercial was.
God, remember that? Jesus. Oh, gosh.
Have you seen the new Jaguar commercial?
No, what does it do?
Oh,
What is?
you wouldn't know it is. It's just a bunch of...
They're rebranding.
Rebranding like woke?
Yes, very
What,
woke.
Jaguar? Did you see that ad?
Yeah,
Like, how is it woke?
Gutfield.
Well, it's creepy.
It is. It's just
Uh-huh.
creepy people in colored uniforms or dresses.
I do like the one
You wouldn't know.
cat with the fro with the pie
Jaguar
chart
is.
cut out of it.
I saw it once.
In that Jaguar ad.
During a football game or just the last week.
Gutfield has it on. They make fun of it all the time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I want people happy, but you know.
There's no picture of a car in the commercial.
I know. I thought it was strange.
Getting in a big pile of vegetable oil and stuff sliding around with folks is great, but golly, keep it off the damn.
Hey, Shannon.
How may I help you?
You got the rest of the week off?
No, hell no.
Come
oh
on,
my God,
bro.
no.
Come on, bro.
I got balls in my face this weekend. All right, coming back.
Denver's talk station.
Online at khout.com.
Hey, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Kate, welcome to the show, Kate. What's happening?
Yeah, I have a question for you.
Yes.
This may go back a couple of years, but you talked about a strategy of, and I believe you called it harvesting, where this was my sense of it, that you have an investment and then you sort of skim or take off some, and I think just put it into cash. Do you recall this at all? The harvesting idea?
No, hold on. I have talking about. I'll bring up one of my colleagues here, and this is Pat Jolliffe. He works with me at Wave 8 Wealth Management. I think I know what you're talking about, Pat. I think I know what but let me know. I don't want to force it if it's not this.
Okay.
What I said was this. I said if you have equity growth in investments, the equity growth in and of itself does not do you any good if you can't convert that equity to cash flow or to other investments. In other words, it just sits there and it's on paper. So you harvest some of your equity, and then what you do now it's not a good idea to borrow against something and harvest it. But what I do is, if I had things that were strong in equity, I may sell them at a certain peak and then take that money and restart my growth, or take the cash and give it over to Pat for more of a conventional investment or things like that. That's what I meant. See, wealth comes in two ways. You can have cash flow and make a lot of money, but you don't have anything to grow. You just have money. And if you put it in the bank, it deteriorates. If you spend it, it goes away. If you buy something with it that appreciates, like art or real estate or something, gold or whatever. I'm not recommending these things. I'm just saying, if you convert it to something that grows, that equity then helps grow that money, but it will not do you any good unless it converts back to money. So conversion is the only way to realize wealth. You capture cash flow and you convert it to equity, or you take equity and you convert it to cash flow or other kinds of investments. Pat, do you that's what we're talking about, I think. Oh, I got to unmute you. Yeah, that would be good. He needs to be unmuted so he can speak. See, there's nothing like a financial advisor to be muted. Okay, go ahead, Pat. Sorry.
No, that's great. And I agree with you. And it's, one of the things that comes to mind is when you have an equity investment like that, and it's grown, you have a capital gain, maybe it was real estate or something else, but you're not getting any cash flow. You get to retirement, you want some income. So we could take that and convert it to income, for example, by constructing a direct bond portfolio for folks.
Right.
Colorado's, it's well known. I mean, they're sought after for municipal bond issues in Colorado because they're so solid. They're rated so well.
By the way, speaking of bonds, I want to explain something. And this is nothing against Joe. I love Joe Chiano, Joseph, and his annuities, and there's a place for that. But a lot of people overlook bonds. Bonds are they're not equities. They're considered a debt that you buy. And you buy it and you're paid. And those are as good as any guaranteed product in the market, because if they're backed by a solid company, I mean, doesn't even Tesla have bonds and certain companies have bonds, right?
Oh, sure. Corporate rated bonds out there. And they've done a great job over the years. The bond markets are completely different than the equity markets.
Totally different.
You want to be careful about that. The biggest amount of risk that you can have in bonds is referred to as credit risk. It's the ability of the issuer to repay its debt. And you can lose money in bonds. And I want to say that very loud and clear. There's a lot of people, even in my industry, that don't understand the bond market very well. And I don't blame them. I didn't either. But to say that bonds are safe and only produce income and so forth is incorrect. It's still accurate to say investing involves risk, savings doesn't. And so when you're investing, that can include bonds, and you can have devaluation in base values. But we understand how that works, and we screen it. We have our own expert bond trader that we've worked with for years and years, and she's just excellent.
So speaking about a bond, though, explain how it can be like qualified money once you buy a municipal bond.
So municipal bonds, particularly when they're issued in the state in which you live, are double tax exempt. So the first thing is whatever interest rate that you see on the bond, the coupon, interest rate yield, they all mean the same thing. If it's 5% and it's a municipal bond that's issued by a municipality in Colorado, whatever that interest is that you earn is not taxable at the federal or state level. So it's double tax exempt. So we'll calculate what's referred to as a taxable equivalent yield based upon your effective tax rate. And that's what your real gross is, or what your gross yield would have to be in order to get the same income that you're getting in a tax-free environment with municipals.
Now, by the way, Kate, there's something really important I want to tell you. When I talked about conversion, I'm not talking about churning. I've said this before, that there's three kinds of investors. There's people who, like Mark, my partner Mark. He takes his own money and invests it, and he babysits it every freaking hour, every minute. Not necessarily, but every day. So, and he buys certain stocks, he handpicks them, and then he sells them, and then he holds them. Those kinds of people, they don't want financial advisors. And I don't blame them. They just don't want them. They do it themselves. Then you have people who invest in their companies. They maybe Deputy D over here. He starts his company. He puts his money back into his company and makes a crap load of money investing in his company. And I know other people who do that. Garrett did that with 888 Heating, and George did that with Fix It 24/7. They invest in their own thing, and it's active, right? Now, they might take some of that and put it elsewhere, but their main priority is their business. Then you have people who have some money that they put with advisors to do a variety of stuff. But don't ever go with an advisor or a broker or anyone who always is changing you up, okay? they're trying to make commissions on that. That's a bad way of doing it. So when I talk about conversion, that's you, Kate, saying, you know what? It's time we get rid of this artwork and put it into these bonds, or it's time that we get rid of, or I take some of my income and put it here, or I take some of this and put it there. It's not churning, it's conversion. Like when you want to buy a home, you may take something like cash flow and buy a home, which grows in equity. So that's what we're talking about.
Okay, well, let me just clarify really quickly that I was thinking about within a 401k, if you have a lot, your money obviously is done very well, invested stocks and bonds, but what about taking some of that and converting it to cash just for it to be safer? I mean, we're retired, so we're 70s.
No, but, I don't believe that would be a wise idea, because you're paying a penalty on that. Not a penalty, but you're paying income tax on that. There are other ways. Go ahead.
I wouldn't take it out. I would just change where it's.
Oh, Pat, she's talking about allocating to cash. How do you feel about that? Is that what you're talking about, Kate?
Yeah, allocation, yes.
An allocation to cash. What is cash making right now? Like when you take some of my cash now and then, or some of my money and put it in cash, what is that making, Pat?
Well, it's on its way down, but money markets that we use right now, probably about 4.25 or so. And they've come down from 4.5.
Well, may I ask? I'm going to ask you this because you're the chief investment advisor as far as the company goes. There are times you do that with some of our people. Why?
Well, yeah, there's a number of different reasons, and that can be just stability of the portfolio. What we understand about volatility is, if we can manage volatility over time, a portfolio with less volatility and the same type of average annual rate of return will make more money over time. Contingent reserves for cash purchases in the short term. A lot of people don't want to keep the money at lower yielding accounts for their savings accounts. And so we can improve that by putting it in a money market account that's traded. And sometimes those yields are more competitive than what the banks are doing. And right now it's an interest rate environment in flux, obviously, because we're finally getting the Fed to lower some rates. And so that's affecting a lot of things right now, yields included.
Okay. So what I want to know, if you were going to go to cash, Kate, what would you be earning on it?
Well, I'm not sure. I mean, I'd have to look at that and see because I don't know. But
here's another thing.
Yeah.
I found, and I don't want to mention any names, when we review portfolios, we found that some people have gone to cash, and even though it was not a bad return, I think it's a lazy advisor who takes assets under management and just puts them in cash, because Kate can do that without anyone, right? In other words, so do you have people that you're paying an advisement fee? And if so, then cash is worse. Make sense?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So
I'm just
go ahead.
A way to avoid the volatility of the stock market, especially in uncertain times, which we are, of course, always. But I'm just wondering if just a portion of it.
Well, no, you won't go. Are you doing it yourself, or do you have an advisor doing it?
We do have an advisor.
Yeah. Okay. Well, okay. If I was going to go to cash, I would take it out of advisement because you don't need to pay fees on it.
Incidentally, I have a point on that.
Go ahead, Pat.
Just to let you know, and I think it sets us apart a little bit, is that we can charge a fee independent of the asset class. And so we would not bill, for example, on positions held in cash. Bonds would be different. Equities would be different.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get at. But I didn't.
We can do that right inside the portfolio, and we can be surgical about the fee that's assigned to different asset classes.
Yeah, see, we don't believe in charging a fee for something that someone can do on their own, or or it's a maintenance fee more than anything. But that's all I'm saying. And Kate, I promise you, when people call me for advice, I'm not trying to steal your business or anything, but here's what I want you to do. I want you to know what you're paying for what you're paying. And if you're paying the same for everything, that's not a good idea. Also, you want to make sure that the guy that you call your investor or the woman is truly your investor, and they're not just somebody who's working for a large firm and basically the large firm doing the investing doesn't know you. Now, if it's totally self-directed by you, that's a different story. I got to take this break real quick. I'm Tom Martino. More coming right up.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino. Now, Michael Brown tomorrow morning at 6:30 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Woodley's Fine Furniture.
A couple normal slowdowns throughout the Denver metro before we hit that pre-holiday weekend. I-25 northbound showing speeds in the 30s and 40s between Alameda and Colfax. 6th Avenue eastbound stop-and-go traffic continues on the off-ramp to I-25 southbound. Southbound I-25, no complaints through town. Heading east to DIA I-70 eastbound, you are going to see some busy traffic starting at Central Park Boulevard all the way to Pena. Only about a 3 or 4 minute delay there as well. Fox 31, pinpoint weather, highs in the mid-50s today, partly cloudy skies, overnight low of 31. Right before the holiday starts, we're getting snow tomorrow with a high of 38, mostly sunny on Thanksgiving. The current temperature in Denver is 54 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Woodley's Fine Furniture, specializing in handcrafted Colorado-made furniture, custom upholstery, solid wood, and the most comfortable leather furniture imaginable. You will not find better built furniture in Colorado than at Woodley's. Visit woodleys.com today.
Hey, if you want to curb your appetite, not feel like it's curbed, and you want to just be full and satisfied and go through the holidays enjoying food but not worrying about it and not gaining weight, in fact, losing weight, then you want to call Denver, well, not call them, go to denverregen.com and sign up for their program. You can call them once you get there, denverregen.com. There'll be a doctor on board to give you counseling, and you'll get injectables of semaglutide or tirzepatide. Now, they start at just under $300 a month. It's unbelievable what you can do. I mean, the brand names are charging $1,400 and more. Just try it. denverregen.com before you put the holiday bloat on. Now, let's talk about Genesis Total Exteriors. You heard me talk about Align siding. Yes, Genesis handles Align, A-L-I-G-N. It's a lifetime siding, a plastic polymer that looks beautiful. You can even get dark colors without the fear of it ever warping, chipping, peeling, or fading. GenesisTotalExteriors.com, 303-679-8509. They do everything on the outside of your house, and they also do mold detection and remediation. 303-679-8509.
Thank you.
Where are these months going to? It's the end of the month.
I know, it just flies by.
Damn. I'm going to be dead soon. The way the time's flying.
All right.
Tom's just telling you.
I know. We better be nice or Tom's going to delete me and you.
Right. Take away our wrenches.
Yeah, our wrenches will be gone. I want red wrenches. I keep on saying that. We're a red people.
Yeah.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So I got a text that says basically, I just need a few ETFs maybe or so. I need some retirement income. I don't need an advisor, and I don't want to pay advisement fees. Okay? I understand that completely, and I told him, Pat, and I meant it. I'm not kidding. You don't have to pay. If you want to do your own management and you just need advice here and there and you want to ask questions, we'll do that every day. I'm serious, okay? I do it anyway. I'm on the radio. I have experts all the time, and we always give advice. I mean, it's not, you don't understand something. Let me explain this straight up. I've made my living. I'm 71, okay? I have. Thank God for that. I have a good base. I have what I need. Okay? So when I tell you that, I'm not kidding. It's funny. The hardest thing in the world is to try to explain to people, you're not trying to get into their shorts. You're not trying to get into their pockets. But listen, so this guy, I told him, you call us. If you're going to do your own management, all that, you just want advice on what to do and how to do it and what we do, we'll do it all day long with nothing, no strings attached. Again, if all I did was help people get richer and not made a dime, you think it's going to do bad for me? It's building. I don't want to get into to stuff that might offend people who don't want to get into this, but it's building for me other kinds of riches. Okay, that's the bottom line. Anyway, so Dimitri has an update I want to go to. So Pat, I'm going to excuse you for a second there, and we'll go to Dimitri. Now, Dimitri, what is going? Let me go to that wide. What do you got, sir? Thank you for reminding me.
Hey, Tom, so I called Thompson Automotive, and I had actually a couple
now,
of
let's explain this problem because it really was crazy. I mean, I don't like it. She said her 2019 Chrysler Pacifica, 97,000 miles, they put $5,000 into it with a head gasket, and she still had problems. They said, well, now your engine's blown. That was 3 months later. Go ahead real quick then.
Okay. So I had a couple of conversations with Christy over there, who's very forthcoming, very knowledgeable, and is totally fully briefed on this matter. She's been dealing with a consumer this whole time.
Yeah.
So the story that I got from Christy, and I tend to believe her, is very different from what we got from the caller. So first of all, the van is ready. It's been repaired and it's ready to drive out.
Yeah, but
today.
they want her to pay for a new engine.
No. So here's what happened.
All right, hold on. I got to take this break. I want you to tell me.
It's a longer story than you think.
We deserve. They deserve. Thompson Auto deserves to be heard. Then
I think so.
Okay,
yeah.
we got more coming right after this.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Jack in the Box.
A couple normal slowdowns throughout the Denver metro before we hit that pre-holiday weekend. I-25 northbound showing speeds in the 30s and 40s between Alameda and Colfax. 6th Avenue eastbound stop-and-go traffic continues on the off-ramp to I-25 southbound. Southbound I-25, no complaints through town. Heading east to DIA I-70 eastbound, you are going to see some busy traffic starting at Central Park Boulevard all the way to Pena. Only about a 3 or 4 minute delay there as well. Fox 31, pinpoint weather, highs in the mid-50s today, partly cloudy skies, overnight low of 31. Right before the holiday starts, we're getting snow tomorrow with a high of 38, mostly sunny on Thanksgiving. The current temperature in Denver is 54 degrees. With your impact traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Jack in the Box is never not serving breakfast. That means you can pick up Jack's $5 big deal breakfast meal featuring a breakfast jack, hash brown, and French toast sticks all morning, day, and night. Find one at a Jack in the Box near you.
Made in the Shade, you know what they are? Window covering experts and salespeople. They'll come to your house with an expert and a design consultant, and they'll measure everything and make suggestions and try to meet your budget. And when they do, then they order the stuff and have the best installers in the business. I'm going to give you their website. I want you to check them out. It's silly to try to do this on your own. Made in the Shade. Here's the website. denvershades.co. Now they do shades, blinds, shutters, curtains, whatever you want. Made in the Shade. Here's the website. It's denvershades.co. Hey, Integra Insurance is there to help you with your health insurance choices. Sure, they make a tiny commission, but you think you're going to save going direct to a company? No, they don't take that commission and give it back to you. So use the experts I use, Integra Insurance. They're great people. They really are. They will help you buy health insurance. That's, you know what? That's a no-brainer, as some people say. 303-466-5500. They sift through all the options to find the best plan for you. 303-466-5500, integrainsurance.com.
Thank you. Tom, you're sniffling. I hope that doesn't affect your holiday.
I do it all the time down here, you know, for certain days.
Like when Carlos comes by with your special delivery from Colombia. Is that those special days? Get the good stuff, man. It's snowing in my basement. Say hello to my little friend.
World-class sexual health care and a full range of treatment options for you through a 100% online process. It starts with a free assessment from a medical provider licensed in your state who can determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. So don't wait. Join the hundreds of thousands of guys who've gotten help for their ED for years. To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio for your free online visit. Oh, your home has never been more competitive. Put Frank Duran, the real estate man, to work for you. I will share with you how we give your home a true winning edge over your competition. Call Frank Duran for a free market analysis of your home and more. You'll also discover exactly how I consistently net my clients more money than the market average. There's a good reason why my team and I are trusted by so
See, we don't get any vacation days. Tuesday.
You okay, Cal?
Holiday, and we'll be back here next Tuesday.
When was Mark talking about us coming in with Fuller? Is that New Year's Eve or after Christmas? Or
After New Year's, like the 3rd.
was it after New Year's?
I think it was like the 3rd and the 4th. I think it was a Thursday, Friday, right after New Year's, yeah. Because there's 2 weeks, the week of Christmas and the week following, where they don't have live shows. Dimitri said there's lots to the story, but he's not going to
Yeah,
have
you
time.
talk quick, D3.
Yeah.
All right, here you go.
At 4 on 630 KHOW.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino, 303-713-TALK. Okay, so Dimitri.
Yeah.
So this place, she took it to Thompson. She said they did the head gasket for $5,000. Then they said, by the way, you need a new engine. So what's the real story here?
So they fixed it, and it ran for a couple of more months until it developed the same head gasket issue in the same cylinder in August.
Yeah.
The car went in August, and with the intention of making a warranty claim. When Thompson tore down that engine, what they saw was not only did the head gasket fail on the same cylinder, but this time they observed cylinder wall scratching. And as you know, that's a really big deal.
So what do they think?
Well, the piston rod was was bent.
Did they say she did it?
No, nobody knows what
But
happened.
they're saying
they didn't do it.
Okay.
Right? Because it's not a consequence.
So they fixed the head gasket.
They replaced, well, they had to do more than that. They installed another, they happen to have the same kind of engine, and so they pulled they pulled a used piston rod and a piston out of that, installed it for her.
What are they charging?
Well, the whole shebang came to just $2,700. And it's ready to drive away today.
Okay, and so the original job of $5,000, this is $27,000. She said it was going to be another $6,000. It's not.
Well, if she wanted to buy a new engine, it probably would be.
Okay.
But it's drivable right now.
So you believe then that they didn't cause this and that it's a good deal and it's $2,700 for what they did?
Oh, yeah, you have to take apart the bottom part of the engine and
All right.
replace it.
We got to run. We're out of time. Don't forget, folks, whatever you heard, you can find on the podcast. You can also text me at 303-77 or call us 303-771-HELP for any information.
All right, I said goodbye to John for you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'll see you.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.
Yeah, Tom, this $2,700 was completely different from the reason she told us they wanted $2,700.
Hold on, I got to stop. Let me stop my stream here.